So last time we had some things happen, some stuff and some things. Uh, Most notably, you guys went through all of your stolen goods, or liberated items,
Tactically acquired?
tactically acquired,
Reappropriated?
reappropriated.
Special investigation operations?
Yes. Oof. Um, yes, you guys were part of a special merchant operation to collect goods from, yes, the awful, awful people who actually happen to
You're
be
almost
awful.
like
In
Robin
defense,
Hood.
they are truly awful.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
We're almost like
We
Robin
learned
Hood. We
how
took from the
awful they
rich and
are.
gave to ourselves
Also
because we're
true.
poor.
Yes.
We're poor. I'm poor.
That's
Um,
it.
so,
Like two of our party members are not poor, but they have not shared that with
it's
us.
true.
Yeah.
Asshole.
yet.
You guys looked through those ledgers, figured out that they were kind of making strange donations to people. I dropped something. Paddington, can you move, please? No, you're not gonna move.
No.
That's fine. It's just a tile that I need for later. Um, but yes.
Yeah, not necessary.
Yeah, you guys
He's
looked in
eaten
the
it
ledger.
already.
You made some discoveries about making donations to different parties, making purchases and transactions with people in the Ashlands, namely Victor Cantemir, a lord there. And then after you guys kind of figured that out, you guys ended up being questioned by some guardsmen about the whole, vampire in the street thing. Mostly, they were just happy that they were able to help you, and if anything crazy or weird happened, to report it to them. And you guys promptly just kind of fucked off and left. Well, you guys actually ended up finding Gage in the street. Azalea, you noticed that he'd murdered somebody. The rest of you did not notice that. A little oblivious. You guys sold him a ledger. Danny did, and eventually, Danny, you got back to the ship, and he gave you a coin purse. You pulled out one platinum coin, and you haven't counted the rest of the coins yet, but you know there's coins in there. And then you also guys ended up at the Temple of Strenger, where you just kind of went into Scrollkeeper Leos's office, where the Raven just kind of looked at you guys kind of funny, and then was reading the ledger, apparently anyway. Let's see. Yep. You guys ended up getting on the ship. You guys weren't bothered by any of the guardsmen, even though the guardsmen were questioning people. You guys are clearly above that because you're vampire slayers or something. Yes, so you guys drank some potions. Azalea relived the murder of her fiance. And Danny also lived that for the first time. You saw a couple of other things in there. You heard some whispers, and you saw kind of a weird green reflection in the glass. And Danny, you kind of promptly went to sleep afterwards, and then had a dream because it's just your lot in life, apparently. Where, as you talked with Tor, ended up probably discussing the goddess Eflair, and maybe her bid to control you, or maybe gift you some knowledge or something. But there was some talk there in the early morning while you guys ended up fishing off the side of the ship. And now it's kind of the morning. It's very cold and dismal and gray. And it kind of went from the black of night with no stars to a dark gray to a light gray. You can't even see where the sun is behind the clouds. And you guys continue upriver, and you guys are passing overgrown plains of abandoned wheat and grasses, and you can see stands of kind of stunted trees by the river, and small villages all kind of abandoned. And you guys are kind of expecting of this since the demon fever plague that kind of went through here some time back, the alleged apocalypse that occurred last year that you guys don't really have any experience with, but a lot of people died, and you are aware of that, so that it's kind of reasonable that these small villages are dead and long now deserted. And the quiet on the river this morning is very almost eerie. And you guys have a good breeze at your back, and it's filled the sails, and you haven't really had to use any oarmen, kind of just sliding upriver. You're not going terribly quickly. And and it's some time before another Merchant Guild ship passes you on the way back, way downriver. The captains kind of just wave at each other, and that's as far as it goes. Tor, you and Danny are above decks, and you spent a good part of the morning talking. And Cyra and Azalea, both of you had kind of slept, well, actually extremely well. Although maybe not necessarily the most restful sleep, it was at least deep anyway. And you've kind of woken up, and you're above decks now. And from here, you've got 3 days or so until you reach the city of Sereno, or 4-ish if you want to go down to Persico. And the original kind of agreement that Captain Brinegrinder had made is that he would drop you off at one of those cities, so that you can kind of head north up to Sharith. And for now, you've left Karthos behind, and you kind of hope that the clouds depart soon, but just based on what you guys are looking at, it's probably going to be kind of cold and dismal for the next couple of days. But at least it's not snowing anymore, so there's that. So what do you guys want to do?
What were the names of the 2 towns?
Reno and Persico.
Yep. So,
Would we expect it's difficult to cross the border into Sharith of Tisa?
not really. The kind of some of the rumors that you had heard kind of circulating from earlier in Karthos is that Sharith of Tisa is thinking of joining Umbaria as an ally against the other like kind of monster nations, as it were. So you would actually expect that moving that way would be a little bit easier almost, as they're getting closer to an alliance. You're not sure how far along those talks are, if it is even true. But yeah, it shouldn't be difficult to cross the border.
Do we expect it to be difficult to cross the river? Since it's on the south side of the river.
So I mean, that's kind of what it looks like on the map, but it's kind of like any other river city that you've passed here. It's on both sides of the river.
Okay,
so there are large bridges and whatnot to get across, and ferries if need be. So no, it would not be difficult at all to get across to head north. So you have a couple of options. Danny.
Serena looks closer. Oh, sorry.
I was gonna say Danny hasn't counted his coin yet, but yes. Based.
Don't do it. Just make Demon wait on
Sure.
us forever.
But based on Sereno, yes, Sereno is closer than Persico is. But yes, that's all you know about that anyway.
Let's say I am so frustrated because I'm looking at maps and I don't know where we are.
Okay, so Umbaria
Big
is
White Mountains.
Umbaria is the red spot in the middle,
Yep, got
Right.
it. Umbaria.
and then Sereno's on the kind of western edge there by the river. The Fluma is kind of running west-east running river from the Sea of Acath. You see that? Are you blind? Is it working?
I see Enlevia, Pseudolore,
Can you zoom in?
Enhance.
Serrano. Yeah, Serrano.
Yeah, Sereno. Yeah, Sereno, yes. There you go. You guys would expect at this point you're probably just over the border from the Free City of Karthos into the territory of the Principality of Darlur. But that's kind of where you expect you are now. And at this point, like most of the sailors are kind of moving about their business, making sure that everything's continuing to sail without issues, but nobody's in your way and you're not in their way. You've kind of figured out how to stay out of everybody's way on a sailing ship. So, is there something you guys want to do while you're kind of waiting to just kind of go, or are you just willing to travel? Is there anything you want to talk about?
I want to count my coins. I'm gonna.
Ah.
Sorry, I
Yeah,
want to.
it's not
Anyway.
very many coins, but it doesn't have to be very many coins, as you shake the bag out and there's 5 platinum pieces.
Whoop. And those are 100 gold.
I think those are 1,000 gold.
There's a great
1,000 gold.
fucking question. Stand by. I forget
Not
actually.
No.
I know. I'm the worst. I know.
think it's 1,000.
I'm pretty sure it is.
It's 10,000. I think it's
Maybe-
10,000.
Yeah.
It's 1 million.
I'm pretty sure it's a million. Yeah. No. 1 platinum piece is 100 gold pieces.
Okay.
Everything was on the same standard of 100.
Yep.
Yep. It's the metric system.
Kind of. But yes.
The Dewey Decimal System.
1 platinum is worth
Not
100 gold pieces.
Sweet.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. I realized I'm dumb. I know everyone else.
I was like, that's not a
Yeah, I was
realization.
going to say, we all
I know,
realized
it's like,
that.
I
We
know
all knew
everyone
already.
else knew.
It is not a revelation.
To me, it is.
Uh-huh.
Are you gonna share it, Danny?
No. I'm not gonna tell anybody. It's just money. Like, why would I?
Because I currently have 70 gold, and that is all I have. How much do you have?
So it would make
An
sense.
undisclosed amount.
Yeah.
Probably would. I would.
He has
I
5
probably would share.
platinum, over 500 gold.
I have an approximate
So,
a number from 0 to infinity.
It's not even an integer. It could be literally anything.
I will, like, I don't know if we need to role play through this, but I'm definitely going to pay 2 platinum to each of us, just off the top for the book.
Great.
Yeah, because you have
So
other platinum for things. So
yeah, I have 6 platinum total, and if I give 2 to each of them, I still have 2. So
Yeah, that's how that works.
it's not how that works.
Yeah, it is. Let it go.
No.
6.
If you give
That's
that,
Danny thinks he has that many. Danny gives us 2 platinum pieces.
I only had
Done.
15 gold to my name, so
Danny is incredibly intelligent. I think he would have caught himself.
yes, he would have. Yes, he would have.
So he would have given 1 to each and not disclosed how many he got.
That's so rude.
You each get 1 platinum piece.
oh, 1. Gotcha.
Danny's
so much
intelligent, but I am not.
The difficulties of playing a smart character.
Let's say you ever watched
Right.
a moron roleplay an idiot? Like that's difficult. or a moron roleplay a smart person.
No, that's-
You nailed it.
Yeah.
Let's keep going, man.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Keep digging the hole, man. Keep digging it.
Yeah, let's
There's
more.
also the coin purse you stole. Any thoughts on sharing from the coin
No.
purse?
No. That's, no. That's,
This
no.
asshole.
Because I give you a little and then you think you've got a lot, so that's what we're gonna do.
But we also know that he would do this because we've watched him do this the entire campaign. Like the PCs know. It's all right. This is why I don't feel bad using your bag of holding.
Yeah, it's fair.
Okay.
I would say Cyra doesn't have anything specific she would do on the journey.
Okay. Tor.
I think after our last sailing adventure, I'll probably go up to the top and just be a lookout.
Okay. Azalea.
Well, I'm a rogue, so I have to do the obligatory brooding in a corner while sharpening a knife, probably for a day.
Okay. And Danny, now that you've counted your coin and distributed the wealth fairly, what are you looking to do?
I am a just king. I think I'm gonna just go up top and enjoy the scenery. Go off towards the front of the ship.
Okay.
The bowsprit, the bow. I don't know the front, whatever the front pointy part of a boat.
The prow?
Yes, the bow or the poop deck.
What's the pointy thing off the front? I don't know. I'm gonna go there.
Figurehead? I'm just going to keep
Yeah.
saying ship-related words. So I'm listening to a book that has multiple narrators, and one of the narrators knows that it's forecastle, and the other called it a forecastle. And I have learned now that those are the same thing. One is a correct pronunciation and one is an incorrect pronunciation. But the readers clearly did not share information between themselves.
Clearly.
One understands forecastle, one
Yes.
calls it a forecastle.
Yes.
Idiots.
I'm never gonna make that mistake ever again.
I didn't say anything. I'll let you go.
On video.
Yeah. Since that wasn't recorded, it didn't happen. I'm pretty sure that's
Right.
how that works. So, okay. So, Tor, I'll have you roll a perception check for me. You're actively looking out.
Was that me? I'm sorry. I was listening to Google pronounce forecastle.
Oh, yeah, no, it's
30.
Tor, and Tor got a 30.
Okay, my bad.
Very nice. No, it's fine. Um, for the most part, it's kind of quiet, really. It's there's some like river waterfowl and birds and whatnot, and for the most part, you can this seems like normal, natural, just things going on around here, and it's a fairly quiet morning. And actually, you do spot maybe somewhere about a half mile up ahead. You spot two like winged shapes, like very not very large, but maybe as big as you. But you watch them kind of dive into the river and come out with, it looks like they have like two clawfuls of fish, and they kind of fly out a little bit. It looks like a grove of stunted trees kind of off to your south, which I mean is kind of the far side of the river, so they're not going to be anywhere really near you. And as you pass,
Shark eats them.
you kind of recognize
Okay.
these creatures as river drakes. These river drakes are just kind of eating their meal and seem to be ignoring you, but they're pretty far away. But that's the only like threat that you kind of see, and you guys kind of sail past them without any particular issue. And by about midday or so, the clouds have risen slightly, still gray, but whatever pressure was kind of here is kind of starting to be a little bit relieved. And there's a little bit of unease. In Tor, you kind of see this first, and then Danny, you kind of see it after a couple of minutes. But the beginnings of what appears to be kind of like a settlement, like a real active settlement. You see single homes, and you see large kind of plots of land.
Large tracts of land.
Yeah,
Sorry.
thank you.
Huge tracts of
Very clearly like tended, like wheat that's been harvested, and you actually see herds of kind of cattle off in the distance. You can actually see like some of their shepherds on horseback and whatnot, just kind of off onto the sides, the north and south of the river, and they're fairly sparse at first. But the ranch lands get closer and closer together as you steadily continue this upriver, and the wooded areas kind of begin to grow around the riverbanks rather than kind of just these stunted, dying trees. These are fairly alive. I mean, looking at the season anyway, it's a little late, and most of them have lost their leaves by now. But there's some surprisingly green foliage by the riverbanks, and you see that there's some cattle, large cattle, mixed in these wooded areas. And Tor, you recognize these as aurochs, like really big bulls, large, kind of not quite primordial, but more prehistoric or cows, really. Danny, you've never seen oryx before, but they're very, very large cows. Azalea, you would know what an oryx is because you were very well off. Cyra, you also know what it is because of not
proximity to people.
I was
going to
say not necessarily your station, but the station of those around you.
Yeah.
And you realize as you're going through this and Tor, you spot this way before anybody else does. You see another winged form, but rather than kind of a scaly bluish green color, these are kind of some white and some gold, and they're very they're not like shiny. They don't reflect anything, but they're still bright even against the kind of gray clouds. And Tor, yeah, okay. Cyra, actually yes, Cyra sees them too. Actually, all of you see them except for Danny, because Danny is focused. Danny's focused on the
Focus on
riverbank.
his coin.
Yeah, but he's counting his coins on the front of the ship. Drops one in. Kidding. That would be very rude.
Oh,
Roll
no.
reflex.
Oh, please no.
Oh no.
So funny, but terrible.
Please no.
Yeah. So everybody but Danny really sees these things. And I need the three. So Azalea, Cyra, and Tor roll society checks for me.
Yeah. 16.
24.
That's probably better than mine.
I rolled
20?
an 18. Yeah, it's like
What'd you say, Azalea?
20.
Yeah, so all of you recognize these things, if not necessarily from seeing them, but from stories or legend or lore or whatnot. and you see these creatures have riders, and again, they're large, but they're not like
Riders in
very
the sky.
gigantic. But you see that they have the heads of great eagles, but their hindquarters appear to more be like a feline.
Are they
Um,
Griffin?
and yes, you guys realize that you must be getting closer to wealth, as it were, or the aurochs might be worth more. As yes, these are in fact griffins, and these appear to just be like normal ranchers who own these. Now, of course, they appear to be wealthier ranchers, but
Wow.
griffins can't exactly be cheap.
Yeah.
And as you guys kind of marvel at these creatures, you kind of continue up the river, and there's a lot of now forest land kind of springing up, and it's a relatively new forest. Most of the trees are fairly small. There's no like big ancient oaks or anything like that. But then you kind of hit a scent kind of hits you as the wind kind of dies down a little bit and kind of starts being a little nebulous nearby. And it's this very odious scent of tannin and a little bit of decay in there. And you realize it's like leatherworking. The smell of people taking skins and working them, and it is not a nice smell. It's very unpleasant. But you figure with all the cattle around here, you got to do something with this, the leather, or make the leather rather. And you see many of the sailors kind of like put scarves up over their noses, and they try to.
Prestidigitate better smells around us.
You will do your best to make it not smell awful around you, and it's pretty good. But you're working pretty hard as the wind now, the sail kind of snaps in and out of the wind as it kind of swirls a bit, and the smells are kind of blown every which way in front of you. But you can all of you can very clearly see Captain Brangrinder is enjoying it. As he's taking like very deep breaths of it. And you actually catch him kind of like dabbing at his mouth and the edges of his muzzle as he's kind of drooling a little bit.
I'm gonna
Go ahead.
let the smells around him stay the same. I'm not gonna try to prestidigitate his smells.
Yeah.
He can smell the smell.
And he's up at the wheel, kind of piloting the ship now as there's a drummer down below as a bunch of the sailors pick up oars. And he starts drumming a beat, and they start rowing. But yeah, and Danny, go ahead, Cyra.
I'm gonna try real hard to remember this smell so that maybe I can bring it back to him later. Probably to my benefit more than his.
It's not very easy to forget. And Danny, as you're kind of sitting at the very front of the ship, and you're kind of marveling at all these things around you, as you're entering this urban area, kind of sudden, really. But there's like tanneries and other shops and things on the side. But the water, especially, you kind of look down, Danny, and it's kind of like this muddled, dirty, kind of brown water. It was fairly clean downriver. It seems to have diffused a little bit, but it's especially dirty here. It seems that this is where a lot of the concentrate of whatever nastiness is coming from. And you guys can all see kind of there's a lot of people going about their own business in this very close built, almost claustrophobic city. There's no like true roads as far as you guys can tell. It's like small alleyways at best between a lot of these places. At least near the river, anyway. The largest alleyway that you guys spot is big enough for maybe a cart. Like, it's not great.
Are we passing through Darlur?
And as a matter of fact, based on your society checks earlier, yes. So Darlur is very well known for both its cattle and its kind of wheat and leather production. So, yes, this is Darlur. And the architecture tour is something that you've kind of taken interest in. And Darlur is an older city, and Carthos is a lot more diverse, whereas Darlur is kind of not. And a lot of it is less varied. Most of the housing seems to consist of insulae. Insulae are essentially apartment buildings made out of like mud brick. Not very well
Housing
made.
for the workers.
Yeah, not very well made. Maybe they house like 40 or 50 people each. They're a couple stories tall. You can see kind of as you're going upriver that there's clearly like shops on the first floor of each of these. They're like small food places, bakeries, whatnot. But like you cannot imagine, just looking how small these buildings are. You cannot imagine that there's a lot of floor space. Um, like the apartment's got to be really tiny. The storefront's got to be pretty tiny. Yeah, it's like claustrophobic at best here. And
Sounds like a ghetto.
yeah, it's like it really doesn't even get better as you kind of get towards the heart of the city as you guys kind of slowly move upriver. And on the southern shore, you guys see a few temples. Namely, there's kind of a crenellated tower, a temple to Sphos. You see a temple that's got large kind of marble columns, kind of shaped or carved in the shape of wheat, like stalks of wheat. That would be a temple to Hymele. And then you see the Law Gods temple, kind of a garish silver and gold, so Forset. And you see there's a large castle kind of rising above the cluster of the city. Even the wealthy people, it seems like they built up rather than out. So even the wealthy folks look like they have kind of small homes, but fairly tall, almost tower-like for many of the houses around here. But this castle is very clearly ancient, and you can even from here, Tor, with your interest in architecture and your eagle eyes, as it were, you can clearly see that there's like visible patches in the wall of like new stone, and then like new stone. Like some of it's like white, some of it's kind of a gray, some of it's like a yellow, some of it's just a very dark, like gross gray color. It's just this place has gone through a lot of things, but it's still clearly standing, and there's a lot of work going on here. But it takes you guys a couple of hours really to pass through the majority of this city. And Brine Grinder is doing his best to not stop here, as he's kind of promised to take you on. But you do see him consistently and constantly eyeing the shoreline of like maybe where he can put the ship, in case he wants to go indulge. Is there anything you guys want to do while you're kind of passing through the city here, or do you guys just want to continue on?
I have no desires.
I'm good with continuing on.
Same.
Place is gross.
Yeah.
Listen, the goblin called it gross. That means it's bad.
It's bad. It is not good here. It is a real bad time. And so you guys continue upriver, and after a couple of hours of rowing, the wind kind of picks up again and continues to push you westward. So the oarsmen kind of put the oars away, and the sailors kind of relax as you guys get on towards night. And the clouds do not part; they do not break, and it's just dark and dismal, and the cold kind of sets in again. And there's a slight fog over the river as the river had kind of warmed up a little bit, and so as we get on towards nighttime, is there anything anybody wants to do at night? Okay.
Nope, I want to sleep.
Yes.
Yep, when it gets
It's been
sleep
like
time, I'm going to sleep.
rough while.
Yeah.
Let's rest. It has been a time.
And so, you guys do your best to kind of wrap up in your cloaks and just kind of find a comfortable spot to nap, sleep in for the evening. And thankfully, this river
Azalea,
is...
where are you laying down?
What did you say?
Azalea, where are you laying down?
Where it's dark.
Okay. I'm going to try to come, like, snuggle up next to you under the pretense of the cloak being comfy. But really, I just am worried you're sad.
Oh, I guess on account of being sad, I won't do anything about it.
I win!
Yes. You guys...
Good. My plan is working.
You guys promptly fall asleep, and kind of the darkness of the night takes you, and you're all undisturbed by dreams anyway, except for Tor. Tor, you hear a kind of a distinct, like a knocking sound, almost like a woodpecker, kind of knocking near your head.
I get a +2 to perception when I'm asleep.
Uh-huh. I'm aware.
Cloak on.
I know.
But it's Homeboy, and he might not actually be existing in this plane.
That's true.
All in my head.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I think it's okay. He's not talking to me. I don't need
Yes. But yes, Tor, it's kind of knocking by your head. And it does wake you up.
I kind of SWAT.
You kind of swat, and you hear a whack, kind of a squawk. And looking around, you do see a very dark bird wearing a kind of a golden plague doctor mask, who'd been kind of knocking by your head to wake you up, and you recognize Phyllis, the psychopomp, the Nosoi there.
Oh. Yeah, I'll swing my legs over and kind of stand up. I see you've returned, and then I'll kind of walk towards maybe a more isolated part of the ship.
Yeah, and actually the only one who does hear anything here happens to be Danny. He's the only one who rolled high enough. So Danny, you're awoken by Tor kind of thumping past you. He's trying to be quiet, but like not really trying to be quiet. And you did hear a weird knocking noise a minute ago. And yeah, you can get up and look around if you want, or
Yeah, I mean, can I kind of follow him?
you trying to be stealthy about it, or just
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
okay, make a stealth check. Tor, make a perception check. I'll let you roll this one.
25.
19.
Yeah, Tor, you have no idea that Danny's there.
I'm kind of groggy, and I don't expect anybody to be awake anyway. So
Yeah.
just kind of look around, and I'm just kind of looking for an empty, quiet space.
Yeah, so
It's
you
kind of isolated.
you end up near the cargo, a little bit, amidst the cargo, really, just all these big boxes and whatnot. And Vilas, he kind of pops up onto one of the boxes, and he's trying to be as close to eye level as possible, but he's a little bit below you because some of the boxes are not like fucking 6.5 feet tall. So,
He's beneath you.
yeah, yes, he's slightly beneath you. And Danny, you can very clearly see what appears to be like a raven or some such, but it's got like a golden plague doctor mask on, and it speaks rather clearly. It says, "Ah, yes, it is. It's good to see you. It has been a while. Are you enjoying Versag's boons? Yes."
They seem to have helped, yes. Hopefully Vishag is pleased with the last deal.
Good.
That was
Yes.
an unexpected encounter with him.
Yes. Very much so. Congratulations. That was a difficult prey. You destroyed them, and it was very good. Very good. Excellent work.
I think we got more lucky than anything, but the deed is done.
Well, yes, indeed, and this is good. We are grateful for your service and continued service.
What news do you bring, Phyllis?
News, yes, news, yes. We see many things in the boneyard. We see many things, and we can see forward and backward. And you must.
That's a handy skill.
And he actually. It's weird for a bird to kind of giggle at you, but he seems a little giddy. Like clearly he's sent here on a mission, and he's so ready to tell you the things, but like he doesn't want to tell you too fast. And you definitely get the feeling like he's just excited. Yes. Well, your path will break. Your path will break from your friends, although you will see them again. When the time comes. But it is not time yet. Not time yet for either of those things. But soon. You must look back to see ahead. You must look back. There are many dangers, many threats. There are many undead still roaming, and you have much time in this realm to continue the work. But soon you will break your path. But you will come back to it in the end. Soon.
Well, that's pretty circular. I don't quite have those skills to look back at, so I'm not sure what you mean there, Phyllis. But I'll keep my eyes open and keep my feet going forward.
Yes, most excellent. Yes,
I can feel the amount of undead on this plane, and it's unsettling. The unnatural order of things.
He kind of like ruffles his feathers up a little bit, and he kind of like shivers, and certainly a negative reaction to the thought of all of the undead roaming around. Just, I agree. I wouldn't want to be caught around here, but you're big and strong, and you can take care of many of them, if not most of them, at least compared to me, anyhow. So keep your eye out. There are many strange things going on in this world, and yes. But the best advice I can give you, you must look back to see ahead. And I understand that. And he actually, rather than hands, I mean, he's got wings, but he still like tries to move his wing in like a just kind of a vague motion, just kind of like not really pointing anywhere, but just very vague. They are out there, and you will have to go there. But soon you will know. You will know. You already know. You already know. And he kind of cocks his head to the side a little bit. Doesn't say anything else.
I know. If I knew where the undead were, besides the Ashlands, I would go.
There are many, and yet you already know. Yet you already have all of the answers. You have but ask. And then he just kind of like, the air around him kind of gives a shimmer a little bit, and then you just watch as like kind of a gray, almost like glitter, kind of starts to kind of shimmer around him, and he just kind of like fades out of existence.
Odd bird. All right, back to bed. I'm gonna turn around and march back to bed.
I'm trying to not be seen. I'm going to try to get back to bed without him knowing I was there.
Okay. Yeah, you can roll another stealth check, and Tor can roll another perception check.
Oh yeah, unless he flex it up, I got a 2 on that, so it'd be 13.
Yeah, 20.
Yeah. Nah.
Not a natural. Not
yeah,
a natural.
dirty
but-
20. Yeah. So you very quickly make it back to your hammock there, and you quickly pretend to be asleep, and Tor kind of amble over to your area to go to sleep, and quickly just kind of not look around. Yeah, you don't see him, but simple as that. Is there anything else you guys look to do, or really Tor and Danny, before you go back to sleep?
No, I'm groggy and we go back to sleep. We
Yeah.
had a weird conversation with the psychopomp, so
Yep.
Yeah, I'm going to go to sleep and consider what I heard.
Okay. Cool. Tor, roll an intelligence check for me.
You want coming up? Come in. Come see.
12.
Okay. Yeah, you kind of sleep on it, and in the morning, you have a kind of a vague idea that you may have heard some news when you were kind of trolling around for trying to figure out when the party was happening, and like just when you were working around Karthos, you may have heard something that like maybe Felis might have been talking about, but like you can't quite place it yet. You may have to kind of really dig deep in your memory to kind of pick up little tidbits of the information that you had heard. But like the psychopomp is probably right. You probably already know what you need to do, but you just don't remember. I have that problem all the time. I get it. So
Yeah, it happens.
but yeah, the early morning, thankfully, kind of brings a little bit of relief from the kind of dark, cloudy night, and the gray world around you kind of slowly comes into color as you guys come back up above decks, and you spy what appears to be in the early morning. Bless you. What did I hear? I heard something. Anyway, okay. You can see the flickering of like torchlight out ahead. And the sun kind of comes up behind you in these heavy gray clouds. And you can actually see, you must have been passing this slightly in the morning. Paddington is barking at something. I don't know what he's barking at, but I can hear him.
Rabbit.
You can see...
No, it's the German Shepherd from across the street. Down.
Yeah. But yeah, you see like large fenced-in groves of trees. But they're very short and very twisted, kind of stunted trees. And you can
Are they actually trees, or are they like little? Is it a little vineyard?
You can do a bardic lore check.
20.
This is actually an olive grove.
Oh, so I guess I should ask: are they supposed to be like that? Is really what I'm getting.
Yes, olive trees are weird, stunted, twisted
Nice.
things. But But yes, they appear to be correct. And beyond these groves, you actually see a massive wall. A massive wall of alabaster. The white stone, kind of dull now in the early morning damp. You imagine if the sun was shining it, it would be almost blinding to look at. And you see that there's crenellated turrets along the walls. All of you see giant ballista catapults. You can also see like strange kind of silver rods topped like by blue gems. It looks like mounted evenly across the wall, and you realize this wall is like 400 or 500 feet tall. This is like absurd. Like some walls are like, yeah, this is like 100 feet tall. Like that's a lot. This is absurd. This is 500 feet. What do you need to keep out that is possibly that tall? That's ridiculous.
Sorry, you cut off, but Godzilla.
Yes. And
I don't think that's gonna work.
And it goes across. It goes across the river, and it spreads north and south, almost as far as you guys can see in this kind of dim morning light. And it's disappearing just barely behind a kind of a growing mist. Approaching the Great Wall, you actually feel the wind pick up at your backs for just a moment, and it doesn't really like. There's a flag that's kind of flying on the mast there, the Merchants Guild flag, and it's snapping in the wind because the wind has really picked up here for a moment. But it doesn't really register as you guys are just in awe of this massive wall, and you actually sail under a giant double portcullis. So it's like the portcullis is like it could go into the river to stop river traffic, but it's open at the moment. And there's these great gates of steel. They hang maybe 150 feet up in the air. At least from the water level, and you feel like if that thing were to come crashing down, at least it would be pretty quick, a quick way to die. But you can see that this whole place is manned by just like it feels like there's too many guards, even for such a large wall and a large area as this. It looks like too much.
Looks like someone's compensating for something.
And the whole city, as you kind of realize this, has a very tense air to it. It's very tense and everything's quiet. And there's very few people in this city is certainly different than Darlora, and it's wide avenues and boulevards with trees. It's just quiet. There's not a lot of people here. But there's some black smoke rising from a number of stacks throughout the cities. There's clearly some industry here. And you can hear the clanging of metal, and it echoes kind of across the water, and it's a lot. There's a lot nearby the water, and you see big water wheels and more smoke. And it's just this very... you can see like Captain Brangrinder is like at the wheel, and you can see his muzzle is like twitching, and he's like clearly not pleased by this whole thing. It's very heavy with the scent of like smelted metal and industrial flame. It's kind of acrid, and it's really cloying, and this whole place is fairly it's an industrial powerhouse. It is not exactly somewhere that maybe Captain Brangrinder wants to be anyway. And the oarsmen have to pick up again as the wind that was strong a moment ago was blowing kind of up against the wall, and now it's kind of dead in here almost. And there's not only the kind of the mist from the morning, but there's kind of an industrial haze kind of sitting on this place. If you want to know what this place is, you can roll a society check.
Yes.
Yep.
Go ahead.
19.
Nope, don't care.
Yeah, I don't give a shit.
20, 28.
Okay. Yeah, so with your general understanding of how travel works and how maps work,
Wow. Okay, dude.
yeah, you guys are
Technical.
passing through the
into
city.
Umbaria.
Passing through the city of Feltharia, the capital of Umbaria, and Danny, you've more read about this than anything else, and Cyra, you've kind of heard some tales about it, but Feltharia is kind of a fortress city, as kind of evidenced by the fortress around the city. Weirdly enough, but specifically, the capital here is home, the headquarters of the Battleworthy, which are Dolg's kind of warrior clerics or worshippers, as it were. So they've chosen this city to be their kind of headquarters or where they stay anyway. And they do a lot of like marble exports and olives and olive products, as well as anything regarding steel. So nowadays, kind of with the war going on, mostly armor and weapons. But yes, this seems to be kind of the breakdown in Feltharia, as far as you guys are aware, and like I said, probably now you kind of figured out, probably because of the war. There's not a lot of people moving in and out of this city or around it. There's probably a lot of people deployed to the front lines of the conflict, maybe.
Question: does
Go
it
ahead.
look like Brine Grinder is upset because of the smells, or is it because he is quote unquote monstrous, and this city is talking about joining a union opposed to monsters?
So Umbaria is actively fighting in the war against the monsters.
Oh, I'm sorry,
so,
that's right. Baptista
yes.
might join Umbaria.
Correct.
Sorry, yeah.
So
does it look like
there is a bit of, and you really pay attention to him as you guys pass through the city, and there is certainly a sense of disgust. A lot of it seems to be the smell, just because his nose is probably super sensitive. But there is a bit of an underlying grumpiness to the whole thing, as he's a lot of, you've noticed he's muttering to himself a lot.
he's making old man noises, you mean?
Yes, old man noses.
Making mini noises.
But you can see that he's kind of got like a bone necklace on, and he's kind of holding onto it, and he's talking.
Mm-hmm.
Again, you can't understand him, but but he is making lots of kind of guttural noises. But yes, it takes some time to pass through the city. And I'm going to ask the question. I think I already know the answer, but is there anything you guys want to do while you're passing through the city?
I want to
No,
spit
I mean,
in
it
the
smells-
water dramatically.
I'm gonna go down and help the oarsman row because it smells bad.
Yeah,
Just on principle and solidarity with Captain Brine Grinder.
yeah. Yeah, and Tor, you head downstairs, and you actually end up sitting next to Yuri, the first mate, or the first merchant, as it were. And you guys end up, rowing a little bit until you get out of town. Maybe a little bit faster. Can't really tell, but it's nice to get out of there
Helps me
anyway.
pass the time, yeah.
Yeah.
Makes me feel better about it.
I'm going to press to digitate the previous smell to Captain Brine Grinder instead of this one.
Ooh, look at you.
I have no idea if he's actually going to feel better. This might just be insulting to him, but
His-
he's doing it, so I'm going to.
You watch as he seems to be more or less preoccupied with his own thoughts and piloting the ship, and then he starts to like salivate, and he looks really confused, and he's like takes a whiff of it, and he like looks around. He kind of like talks a little bit more to his necklace or himself or whatever, and it's almost like vexing whatever is happening to him. He does not understand it by any sense. Like, he cannot tell who is doing this or what is happening. He just knows that there's something smells really good when it shouldn't, and he's supposed to be upset that he's here, and he's got a lot of conflicting emotions. Yeah, he's real confused.
What did he roll on his check? Did he roll a nat 1?
Yes, he rolled a natural one. Yeah, no idea what's happening.
Does he look less unhappy?
Yeah, he looks more perplexed than anything
Okay,
else.
I consider that an improvement.
Yeah, it checks out, I guess.
It's weird, but I'll allow it.
Yeah. So yeah, he's not upset by any of this anymore. But yeah. So he just kind of like goes through with a weird look on his face because he doesn't know what the hell is happening to him. He just kind of after a little while just kind of gives up and just accepts the fact that it smells good even though it shouldn't. Yeah, he keeps muttering to himself as he's kind of driving. Danny, is there anything you wanted to do?
No.
Okay. Azalea?
Nope.
Okay. Yeah, so you guys kind of press onward. And through the afternoon, it's quiet. There's a couple of other ships on the river. Captains will wave at each other. That's about it. Nobody's passing anything. Like I said, there's some waterfowl and whatnot. And the wind picks up again once you get outside the city walls. But it still kind of stinks as the wind kind of pushes the industrial scent kind of upriver. And the river here is a little bit cleaner, thankfully, as whatever muck the industrial runoff was putting in had mixed even further down the river with Darlur, and now it seems much cleaner. And so, at least you hope that the stench will kind of dissipate over some time, and you guys no need to row anymore. And kind of through the day, now kind of evening, as the clouds kind of actually descend to get closer and closer to you, as it really turns into a kind of a dense fog, and the shadows just kind of like wrap themselves around you all as you get ready to go to sleep. And it's very quiet. And you can hear some sailors kind of doing their best to keep their spirits up, and it's been a very weird, cold couple of days. And then you see them huddling together, just kind of talking amongst themselves, playing some knife games. And you guys know just from how the moon works that there was supposed to be a full moon a couple of days ago, but it's been behind the clouds for a couple of days, and it should be really bright tonight. But no, the mist now is too strong. There's too much. Is there anything you guys wanted to do before bed?
Oh, I'm definitely curling up in Azalea's bed again.
Okay, Azalea.
Paddington's already there. Sorry.
I know, he's so cute. I had to text her. I love him.
He's sad we're both at the computer, so he's sitting with one of us.
Yes. Yep.
He's so good.
Azalea, is there anything you wanted to do?
No, probably just need a couple days to get back to normal. So we're still working on it, but I'll get there.
Okay. Danny.
Not really. No.
Okay.
Okay.
Tor. Okay. Cool. So yeah, you guys drift fairly quickly to sleep. But Cyra, you find yourself kind of tossing and turning a little bit, and it takes you a couple of minutes. You thought you'd be more comfortable here, mostly for the cloak and to kind of comfort your friend here, and it's just you end up
perception when I'm asleep because of the cloak.
I know you end up thinking a lot, and then kind of forgetting what you were thinking about as you kind of fall into a relatively deep sleep. You just remember a lot of kind of racing emotion, and you're not asleep for very long before you have a dream, but it's very strange. It's not very obvious what any of it really is, but you see strange kind of like winged shadows in your dreams. They don't seem to be like chasing you, and you're not really running away from them. They don't really elicit some like fear, but they're maybe 3 or 4 shapes, kind of moving in and out of the mists. You get a sense of maybe urgency. It's very nonsensical to you. Nobody's talking to you. There's no like sound even. It's very quiet. But you do pick up kind of like a sense of urgency, or maybe something is kind of driving, almost like an adrenaline rush to you, even though you're sleeping. It only takes maybe 30 seconds or so of you see these kind of shadowy wings pass over you, and they pass very quickly and very closely to your face, and then you kind of like snap awake.
Mean.
It's pretty late in the evening.
But when you say late in the evening, do you mean like perhaps boarding into early morning? I just want to make sure I understand.
Probably like 9 or 10 o'clock at night. Like it's evening. It's certainly not anywhere near the morning. You don't think you were asleep for very long.
I want to get up and go above decks.
Okay.
And see if I see anything.
Make a perception check for me.
Down suck. 24.
So the ship is still sailing very slowly. It's kind of toward the middle of the river now. You guys have kind of been hugging the northern shore for the most part, but you've kind of more towards the middle. And it's quiet. And you look around for a moment, and you expect there to be at least some sailors awake. Everybody's asleep.
I want to meet the tentacle creature.
Everybody's asleep.
There's no watch?
All the sailors have. It looks like they've fallen asleep, kind of wherever they were. There's a guy with a mop, and he's asleep.
Good.
There's actually a guy. He's tangled up in the netting, like he had been climbing, and then he kind of like slumped forward, and he's got his arms through the netting, and he's asleep. You see, there's a guy up in the crow's nest who's also passed out. You actually see Muri is at the helm tonight, and she's just asleep on the wheel.
Okay, at this point, I'm like, run, Muri, wake up, something's wrong.
You shake her, and she just kind of like slumps off of the wheel onto the deck with kind of a heavy thump.
Oh, I don't like that at all. Do I see anything out on the water? Do I hear anything?
It's very misty here. You can only see maybe 5 feet off the edge of the boat.
I don't like this. I'm gonna go find Brine Grinder.
Okay, yeah, you go below decks and you pass your friends, and you end up. Brine Grinder was. You realize he wasn't actually in his quarters. He was in the galley, and he's just passed out, slumped out.
I'm gonna shake him, like physically shake him.
Yeah, you shake him, and you're not very strong, but like he was
Minus
in a fairly precarious position anyway, and he just kind of like slumps over. If he's snoring, they're breathing, to be clear.
Yeah.
Yuri and him are still breathing, but they're passed out.
No one's piloting the ship. I don't know how to pilot a ship.
That seems to be the case.
I'm just gonna start running around below decks and trying to wake anyone up.
Okay.
I don't have a spell for waking up sleeping people that I know of.
Who?
Oh, wait, no. I'm gonna detect magic on him.
The whole area kind of reeks of magic. There's a lot going on in here.
Thinks they hate it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start messaging my friends as I run towards them. Wake up.
I need the 3 of you to make will saves.
My worst one.
22.
Okay.
I am running back up on, like, above decks. Because I'm like, no one's steering this ship. I don't know how to steer a ship, but I'm probably better than literally nothing.
I hero pointed.
Okay.
21.
28.
Okay.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so Tor and Azalea and Danny, you all kind of jolt awake. You were kind of having this very deep, very restful sleep, but suddenly kind of jerked out of it by Cyra's kind of panicked voice. And none of the other... You guys kind of look around very quickly and take stock that nobody else is awake. Like, nobody. You can't hear anything else, except for Cyra's little feet pattering around on the top deck, like, kind of running in circles.
Traveling at this point.
Yeah.
I'm going up to the wheel, and I'm going to cast Dancing Lights. Kind of like a little perimeter around the ship, hoping that it'll extend what I can see.
Okay. It kind of doesn't. It's kind of
no.
It's like kind of like turning on bright lights in a heavy fog.
And it's just...
And it doesn't help very much.
Does it make it worse?
It kind of makes it a little bit worse, or at least
Okay,
initially. But at least around you can kind of see the ship a little bit better. And you actually, as you kind of do this, and as what are the rest of you doing before I tell this to Cyra?
I'm upset about losing good sleep.
Right?
So I'm gonna angrily stomp up the stairs. What the hell is this
Yeah,
about?
everyone else is asleep. What are we waking up for?
Yeah, they're asleep. It's nighttime.
Everyone!
We're supposed to be asleep.
Everyone is asleep. I don't know how to steer a ship.
Oh,
We're
I'm not
just...
messaging back. I'm just
okay.
thinking about this
Yeah.
and angrily going up the stairs.
Danny, what are you doing?
I want to. Can I get to the top deck and look over the side?
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So,
Damn it, guys. All right. And I'll go follow.
yeah.
Stomp up
So
the stairs. All
Tor
moody, too.
and Azalea, you guys are kind of both moody and groggy still. But Danny and Cyra. So Danny, you're naturally curious. You kind of peer over their side, and Cyra, you notice this in the dancing lights, but there's almost like frost beginning to kind of form on the sides of the ship. And Danny, you watch as actually there's like chunks of ice in the river. And Danny, as you kind of peering over the edge, that's
Oh no.
yeah. So
What is this? The tile you dropped earlier?
let's see. Okay.
He gets grabbed
Or
by
when
a
in doubt,
tentacle
burn it out.
monster.
Let's see. What is your armor class, my guy?
He gets
Oh,
grabbed by a
shit.
tentacle monster. I was
20.
fucking right.
20.
Danny's about to become part of tentacle porn.
Okie dokie. So we're gonna start combat here with the critical hit, my guy.
Oh, fuck, man.
You know.
Holy
it
fuck, my
happens.
dude.
It
I mean,
happens.
it might have rolled a nat 20.
3, 10. You take 28 points of bludgeoning damage.
I
Okay.
think I just got back to full health, too.
What is your what is your
How many
shit.
points? 20, 28?
28. 28. I just want to.
Okay.
I just want to make sure that I'm reading this properly. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, and Yep. Okay. You have been kind of pulled in, rather than overboard. Not quite yet, but you watch as this kind of strange. Happens to be a tentacle.
Come on.
It has to be a tentacle. But like it's really formed out of like almost like an icy mist, and it wraps around you, and it kind of like begins to kind of crush. And it's going to. Yep, it's going to constrict you,
Okay, that's okay.
and you're going to take. Oops. 6 more points of bludgeoning damage. I just want to be sure how that works, so I don't do it incorrectly, because that would be just so awful.
That would be not good.
Nope, that is not the right page. How dare you, book, have different pages that I wasn't expecting. Oh my god. Sometimes this is not.
He's got sticky
okay.
pages.
Danny, you can make a basic. You can make a fortitude save, please.
Is
There
this
we
getting
go.
worse somehow?
Roll well, Danny.
Fortitude.
Yep.
25.
Okay. So instead of 6 points of damage, you take 3.
Oh, nice.
Got better, not worse. Love that.
Okay. Cool. All right.
I'm
And
grappled.
then, yeah, you are grappled. Yep. So, give me just a moment to set up the field here. I need Tor. What is your AC?
22.
Okay. It's miss.
I'm also not flat-footed if he's my level or lower.
Okay. And then Cyra, what's your armor class?
22.
You are not flat-footed because you saw this
I am
creature.
extremely alert.
You are very alert. However, this creature is like it's not quite even like a. You really can't even describe it. It's so covered in mist, you don't know what it is until a kind of misty, icy tentacle lashes out as it kind of climbs over and grabs you.
I don't like it.
You take 22 points of bludgeoning damage.
Damn.
And you are grabbed, but it does not have the enough actions to continue to constrict you. So I need everybody to roll initiative. Danny and Cyra, you guys will be part of the surprise round. And then we'll go back to the top of the round.
23.
What are you doing?
Can we add to the
we go.
initiative?
Your perception.
Oh.
Yeah.
well,
Yep.
Okay.
It's your roll, your D20 plus perception.
Mm.
Did you say it was 22 points?
Yes.
I am so mad. How do I?
Okay, I'm sorry. Who's
my
gotten what?
problem.
Danny, what'd you get?
Oh. Huh. 12?
Oh boy. Okay.
No, I'm
Oh,
sorry.
no.
13. 13.
Okay. Azalea.
Oh.
Would you roll a 1?
My perception's pretty low.
Oh, I
Azalea, what'd you get?
I can't talk shit. I got 15. I rolled a 3.
Tor, what'd you get?
23.
Okay. Cyra.
I rolled a 15 as well.
Yikes.
Okay.
Yep,
Who's got the higher dexterity between the two of you?
she does. I'm sure.
Who?
What?
minus plus 3. So
I-
I'm certain
my-
she does.
my
Danny,
dex is
what's
plus
yours?
4.
Oh,
My perception?
never mind. Sorry, I thought I missed it. Yeah, never mind. My bad. Nope. I was like, oh, Danny got the 15. He did not. Even though I was looking at the pucks that said yeah, it's fine. Okay. Nope.
Everything's fine. It's all
Okay.
good.
Cool. Let me.
Having a time. Having a time.
Having a time. That is at least one answer for that. That is
It's a
okay.
time to have.
Yes, it is a time to have. Let's put this guy down in here. You guys can look at the tracker.
Yay!
And then we'll put these guys over there because
Oh.
they failed to wake up. All right. Let me get this going here.
That's a nice box.
Isn't it a nice box with some plastic bags?
Bags.
It's in the box.
What's in the box? It's
Why
it.
are we like this?
Look at all my minis. It's fine.
Yay!
It's okay.
Nerd.
I'll get some real shelving at some point in the future. Not today.
No, don't. It'll be a present. We're gonna find you cool shit. By we, I mean me and Marlena.
Okay.
We should try Goodwill. They might have some stuff.
On
Does
like
Goodwill sell
one, I love that.
furniture?
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Dude.
Yeah, people donate furniture all the time.
Yeah.
Oops.
But I was also like really impressed with the variety of things that Hobby
Is that-
Lobby had.
Is this in focus? I can't really
Ooh.
tell.
It's good. Like
Okay.
it's not perfect, but it's good.
Okay.
I think it's in focus. I think it's just a little washed out from the light or something.
Yeah, it could be that. There we go.
You need help?
Nope. I think I got
You're
it.
not the kind of doctor.
Yeah, checks out.
Sorry.
Doc! Someone get
yeah,
get
where
Darth
is
on the
he?
line.
We love him.
Get Darth on the line.
Yeah,
I love him.
one of these days. Now that he is
fun.
a super doctor.
He is a super doctor.
Okay. Oh, very nice. Okay.
I bet he would help me create the most obnoxious, perfect character.
Okay, so I need
Yeah.
Cyra.
Build it for me, sir. Oh,
So Cyra, you are at the wheel. You're at the helm.
yeah.
There are 3 creatures. One is in the water with below Danny. Actually, it would be
Okay.
here. And then there's one up on the forecastle with you, and then one kind of on the top deck next to Tor. And you are grabbed currently.
Okay.
But yes, it is your turn in the surprise round. They rolled a natural 20 for their initiative, so
Yep.
Of
Oh.
course.
yeah.
Of course.
Yep.
So I am grabbed. I would like to attempt to break free.
Okay. Go ahead and do that. It's an athletics check.
Can I not roll anything else? Ooh, I can roll thievery, can't
You
I?
could do. I believe you can do thievery. Let me just double check. I want to be sure that I'm not lying to you.
It's a massive difference. It's either a -1 or a
Okay.
+9. So I'm really
Uh,
crossing my fingers.
You're held in place by another creature, giving you the flat-footed and immobilized conditions. If you attempt to manipulate action, yeah, sure. Oh, well, that doesn't fucking help me. How do I get ungrabbed? I guess I would have to go to grapple. 242.
Really wish I had that
Attack.
extension
Thank you.
rune on there. Now.
Yeah,
Oh!
stab things at 500 feet. Grapple. There we go.
Stab things at 500 feet. Got it.
Let's see. What the hell?
One of these.
Oh, it would be an escape action. That's what it would be.
Oh, okay. So in my mind,
You could do. I
Definitely.
believe you can do thievery. I just want to make sure it doesn't change the DC at all. I don't think it should. I don't know why I didn't look at this earlier, but whatever. Because I didn't think that we'd get this far. I'm just kidding. No, I knew we were gonna lose.
Wow.
Yes. Attempt to get free when grabbed, restrained, or immobilized. 470. It's nice that I don't have to go wading through so much bullshit to just get to the answer that I need.
Unarmed
tell if it's
attack modifier against the DC of the effect?
Escape. You attempt to escape from being grabbed, immobilized. Choose one object, creature, spell effect, hazard, blah, blah, blah. Attempt to check using your unarmed attack modifier against the DC or the effect. This is typically the athletics DC of a creature grabbing you, the thievery DC of a creature who tied you up, the spell DC for a spell effect, or the listed escape DC of an object. Yeah, so you essentially have to make an unarmed attack.
You can attempt an acrobatics or athletics check instead of using your attack modifier if you choose.
Yes.
but my attack modifier is better than my acrobatics.
Or athletics. You also have the athletics option.
So this might have been unclear earlier. That modifier is a -1. so I'd
Oh,
rather not.
I gotcha.
No, you
If
should
I have
try
to-
it then.
If I have to roll athletics, I'm literally just going to let myself be grabbed and do something useful for my friends instead.
Okay.
But if I can do an unarmed attack
Yes,
and
go
roll
ahead.
it like that.
Yep.
Okay, I'm trying to figure out what my. Oh, okay. Cool. Nat 20.
Nice. Very nice.
Okay.
Yeah, you were able to break free. That was one action.
Good. Okay. Fuck, I don't have my gear on me.
Womp
Okay.
womp.
Yep.
Grabbed.
I'm gonna cast Liberating Command on Tor. He's gonna.
Tor is
reroll
not
his-
grabbed. It would be Danny.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Danny. I'm so sorry. On Danny.
I was like, I mean, that's fine.
Hurtful, but okay.
So, liberating command. What does that one do?
It's gonna let him re-roll his. They can immediately use a reaction to attempt to escape, and I have a 60-foot range on it, so
Okay, Danny. Danny, go ahead.
just fine.
Using acrobatics.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
14.
Yeah. Oh, and Cyra, I'm sorry because you got a critical success. You can also stride 5 feet in any direction.
Oh, sweet. I want to be away from that fucker.
Okay.
Thank you.
Danny, you are still grabbed, my guy.
Yep.
All right, I have one action left, and I can't fucking play my drum because I don't have it. How far is our below deck gear
So
shit?
5, 15, 20, 30, about 40
Can I
feet.
get to it? Oh fuck, I can't get all the way to it. I'm gonna go towards it.
Okay, so you end up you're
Yeah.
below decks at the moment.
Yep.
Okay. Cool. Danny.
I don't fucking have much else.
I'll attempt to get out of the grapple.
Okay. Wait.
Athletics.
Yes,
Do I not
okay.
have a
Continue.
turn?
No, because you didn't see them. This
Surprise
is the
round.
surprise
Oh,
round.
we're surprised. My bad.
Yep.
In which case, I'm gonna go to the bathroom now then, so I don't have to do it during my turn.
Okay, sure.
Yep.
Go ahead.
30.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm sorry. 29.
You are no longer grabbed. Yes, you are. You remove grabbed, immobilized, and restrained.
I'm going to get away.
Which way are you going?
My stuff is downstairs. Is that true?
I mean, you didn't say you grabbed it, so you can get to it
I
though
mean-
with the movement that you have.
I mean, I ran upstairs because we thought bad things were happening.
Fair.
I believe I grabbed my things.
And most of it you have on your person anyway, so that's fair.
Okay.
You just strap them to yourself, so.
I'm gonna back up 5, 10. Let's see.
There's a mast here.
Yeah, I'm gonna back up kind of between the mast and the cargo netting.
Okay.
And then.
So
can I
this
make
one,
a rain-
this one's now concealed because it's below the deck. It was actually in the water when it grabbed you. So you can't see this one anymore, but you can see these two.
So I'm gonna throw a. So I can see the other two.
Correct. Well, I'm sorry. Let me get that. No, they have concealment. Sorry, you
Okay.
can't see them.
So at the railing there,
Uh-huh.
where I was grabbed, I'm gonna throw a crystal shards potion.
So you're just gonna aim for that square.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And I'm a quick bomber, so I don't have to use an action to draw a bomb. I can just take it. Boop.
You can still be observed. A creature that you're concealed from. Okay, so you need to make a DC 5 check when targeting with an attack spell or other effect. If you want to hit the other ones, I guess that's how concealed works. My bad.
I'm literally. Oh, okay, got you. I'm throwing at the deck there, trying to make caltrops, basically.
Okay, so you want to put it here, or okay, cool.
Yep, right there.
Yep. So you toss it, and it blasts out. There's a bunch of crystals on the deck there. Let's see. Red crystals.
Yeah, they last for 1 minute.
Okay. So yeah, that was all three of your actions. Okay.
Yep.
Back to the top of the round. It is now a regular round. It is the creature's turn. and it is one of them is not particularly happy that it lost its prey, so it's actually just going to go down onto the stairs and attack Azalea.
Oh, okay.
Azalea, what is your armor class?
Also 22.
Okay, it is not a critical hit, but it is still a hit.
Damn.
You take 11 points of damage.
I'm gonna kill it.
That's the hope.
And then you are grabbed, and then it is going to constrict you. You can make a fortitude save.
Oh, that's actually my worst one. Oh, natural 20.
Okay.
Nice.
You take 3 points of damage. And then Tor, the other one there, is going to attack you. That one got a 28 to hit, not a crit, but it still hits. Tor, you take 11 points of damage. Jesus, this die really likes to add up to 11. You are also grabbed. It is going to constrict you. Go ahead and make a fortitude save.
22.
Okay, you take 5 points of damage. It's going to constrict you again, so make another fortitude save.
It's fucking rude.
How wooed. 29.
You take 4 points of damage. Cool. And then the other one is actually going to come up on the decks. Let's see. Cool. What do the caltrops do there, Danny?
They have to succeed a DC 14 acrobatics check, or take 1d4 piercing, 1 persistent bleed, and a minus 5-foot speed penalty.
Okay. You watch as this thing kind of like... It's really hard to discern what the hell it is through the mist that seems to be cloaking it. And it seems to kind of... It's almost like watery as you kind of hear... It's weird, like the sloshing of like slush kind of coming up out of the deck, like ice mixed with water. And it's kind of like the weird kind of crunching noise as it kind of rolls over onto the caltrops, seemingly without any issue. And seeing its prey once again is going to... What's your armor class? 20?
20.
Okay. It misses you with its first one. And its second one with the minus is a hit, but it is not a critical hit, which it would have been otherwise, so that is good. You take 14 points of bludgeoning damage, and you are once again grabbed.
Gross.
It is now Tor's turn.
All right. Well, I guess I should probably go get armed up, like everyone else.
You need to escape first.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I forgot to put the grabbed on. My bad.
It's an attack roll basically. So
Yes.
it's over 30. It's what, 32?
Oh, you are no longer grabbed.
Get off of me!
I
And I just kind of rip
Fucking
the
rude.
tentacle off,
Yeah. Yep.
and then I'll move and go get my axe,
Okay.
my retribution axe.
I think I only have one grabbed. Is that really? It's fine. You'll be restrained over here. Okay, yeah, so you go downstairs. You spend all of your movement to get to it. You can grab it, and then you have what'll be the next turn. So you're also below decks. Azalea, it is your turn.
Guess I'm gonna have to try to escape.
Yep.
Escape.
Escape.
Funny, that's spelled.
Just like the word escape. I'm gonna try to use acrobatics.
Okay.
To get out.
Yep.
Oh well, that wasn't as good as I had hoped. 21.
Yeah. You
Yes. Okay.
You're able to
Good.
kind of break free.
Okay, cool. Can I see what's attacking me or not really?
Kind of. The best you
Is
can
it
say
right next
it's
to me, or is it
no.
like
So there's a 10-foot gap, and it's up on the stairs. It seems to be a cloud of mist. That's what it appears to be.
Hate that.
Well, can I try to tumble through the space?
There's nowhere for you to tumble through to. You go over the edge of the boat.
I was gonna say I don't think I can.
No, not over here
Yeah.
anyway. You could tumble through here, but you would take potential damage from the caltrops that Danny had put down.
No, I don't want to do that. I guess I'll just attack it with my dagger and hope for the best then.
Which one do you want to step up to? There's one on the stairs that you'll have to
Well,
kind
I
of.
meant like the throwing.
Oh, throwing dagger. Okay, sure.
Yeah.
So you have to make a flat check. So just go ahead and roll a d20.
Is it because I can't really see it, or
Correct. Yep, it's concealed.
Meow.
can I? Hold on. There's the. What did I get?
You don't add anything to this. You just literally just roll a d20.
Okay, that's fair. Well, I rolled a 19.
That's good enough. You have a pretty good idea of where it actually is. So go ahead and make your attack roll.
Okay, let me get to.
Yeah, there's only one grabbed. I'm sorry.
No,
I
it's
didn't
okay.
Think about grabbing more.
Well,
It's fine. I
God
think I was
damn
going to
it.
use it anyway.
15.
Let me make sure. Yeah, so you throw your dagger, and it just kind of like whiffs through the cloud of the mist.
I rolled a fucking 2.
No, I'm absolutely done worse. I'm just describing it as whiffed is funny.
Yep.
Completely. There's 2 by immobilized.
Is that all 3 actions?
You've only made 2 actions, so you can make
Okay.
a third one if you wish.
Guess I'll try to fucking hit it again.
Okay, go ahead.
Probably can't get worse. Okay, natural 20.
You
Hell yeah.
so you have to make
So how would
you
I-
have to make the check each time you make an attack against something that's concealed.
Okay.
So I'll take the natural 20, but you still need to roll just a
An
d20.
attack.
No, just a d20.
Okay. 13.
Okay, so you hit with the natural 20. So go ahead and do your damage.
Ooh, 1d4. 7.
7 total.
It's only a d4 plus 4, and I rolled a 3.
I'm just making sure.
And I don't get my sneak attack right now, so.
So you rolled a 3
Mhm.
plus what?
4.
So where's the 4 coming from?
Because it says 1d4 plus 4. That's my dex.
Okay, it's a critical hit, sweetheart.
Oh! I didn't know that. So what do I do?
It's
I
a
double it?
14.
Okay.
There you go. That makes a little bit more sense.
I forgot.
And I was like,
Yeah,
also
was
it doubles. And I was like, how did you get an odd number?
Oh, do they have info? The target takes 1d6 persistent bleed damage.
Yeah. So you hit it, and your blade comes back, and it's just got like water on it. It doesn't seem that this creature has any blood to bleed.
Oh, well, damn it. Okay. The one time I get critical specialization and I can't fucking use it. Okay, that's fine.
Okay, so Cyra, it is your turn. You've kind of, you've got a little bit of movement. You got to grab your things, and yeah.
Okay, that's fine because I can play from down here and everyone's within range.
Okay.
So I have used 1 action to move.
Yep.
I will use another action. How many? Oh, I have to. Oh, and I'm going to attempt lingering composition.
Okay. What does that do?
So, this is you add a verbal flourish to your composition to extend its benefits. Your next action is to cast a cantrip composition, which is that'll be the Inspire Courage.
Okay.
Attempt a performance check. The DC is usually a standard difficulty DC of a level equal to the highest level target of your composition. So that's going to be us.
Okay.
You can assign a different DC based on the circumstances.
Okay.
The effect depends on the result of your check.
Okay. Cool.
So,
So that triggers
I will
next turn? Or is that now?
no,
Okay,
I
yeah,
will
copy.
cast lingering composition. If I succeed,
Oh, I see. Gotcha. Okay.
it will extend how long
I gotcha.
Inspire Courage lasts without being like actively sustained.
Okay.
Sweet. So 14 plus. Sorry, I gotta do my
Uh-huh.
11. Okay, so it's a 25.
Yeah, so that's a critical success.
Love that. Oh, actually, it's better than that, but that's irrelevant. It's a 27, but
Still, in fact, a critical
yes,
success.
still in fact a critical. So my
Great success.
Inspire Courage will last for 4 rounds without me using an action those 4 rounds, and that's my single focus
Nice.
point
Okay.
for the day.
Cool.
Yeah. So guys, add 3 to hits, add 3 to damage, and then if we have to roll against fear saves, add 3 to those.
Holy shit,
That's all
plus
3 of my
3?
actions. Yes, it's a
Damn.
+3 now.
Very
Damn.
nice.
Yep. Because they naturally heighten as we gain levels.
That's
Sweet.
awesome.
Good. And I'm still below Dex, but that's fine. I'll move above Dex. That's because that's all 3 of my actions.
Danny, it is your turn.
Attempt to escape grapple
Good man.
with acrobatics.
Worm your
Natural
way out.
1.
Oh,
That's not good.
natural 1, eh?
Oh,
Oh no.
Okay. You cannot attempt to escape again this turn.
So, do I have access to one arm or no arms?
You can
That's
make
a good
a. Let's see. You are grabbed, which is you're immobilized, and oops, shit.
bite it.
Let me see. I just want to make sure.
Yeah, that's not a
You're a
Let's see.
goblin, eat it.
escape
You're
route.
held in place.
You know it, one bite at a time.
You're flat
Ooh,
foot.
roll a check.
If
Sorry.
you attempt to a manipulate action while grabbed, you must succeed a DC 5 flat check, or it is lost. Roll the check after spending the action. So let me just make sure of what immobilized is.
You're smart. Try to do it. Recall knowledge.
Yes, I'm gonna recall knowledge on an ability.
No.
I know you weren't talking to me. I was like,
I would never call you smart.
Immobilized. You can't move. Okay, that's all that is. So yeah, I guess that makes sense. You can't use any action with the move trait if you're immobilized by something holding you in place. Force must succeed a check against either DC, the effect holding you in place, or the monster holding you in place. So, yeah. So essentially, you can try to recall knowledge. You just can't move, and if you try to do anything else, you'll have to make a DC 5 flat check first.
Okay.
Bite it.
Wow, that was
So I
actually
used
28.
one action trying to get out of the grapple.
Correct.
But I could still do other things. It sounds like just got to pass that DC 5.
Correct. Yep.
Flat. That's just a flat check.
Yep.
Well, then I'm gonna attempt to. When I look at what does this thing look like?
Straight up, you can't really see it in the fog. All you know is there's a kind of a wet, icy tentacle wrapped around you.
Wet noodle.
It is a wet noodle, and you literally cannot see through the mist to see what the hell this thing looks like.
The tentacle is around me, pretty thick.
It's
Large tentacle,
mostly water, but yeah.
mostly water. Does it feel wet or hard?
Yes.
That's funny.
Sir.
I think I'll hold on. Let me look one more time through my stuff just to make sure I'm not missing something.
Bite it.
You bite it, and get a mouthful
Yeah.
of water. That'd be great.
Maybe we would learn.
I need
You get
I'd like a
hydrated.
sip. I need a sip.
Hydrate or dihydrate, motherfucker.
Yeah.
So I'll grab a. I'll attempt to attack it with a. Is it undead? I don't know.
Hey, you have no idea.
Doubt it. Water.
You can try a recall knowledge check, but
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
So you'll spend an action because that doesn't require any movement or anything like that. You don't have to roll any checks there. You need to do either Arcana or Nature.
Arcana. Natural 1.
Dude, you don't know what
This
the
is not
fuck.
a
This
great
thing
day
is
for
like
you,
this
then.
thing is like crushing you. You have no idea what this thing is.
And
You're starting to freak out a little bit.
Oh,
I'm
no.
gonna. Okay, so I'm gonna try to grab a fire, alchemist fire, that I have already prepared. So, because I figure I probably can't. I don't know. I'm gonna grab an alchemist fire.
So make
Should I
your flat check. Yep.
8.
Yep, that's better than a 5.
This
Oh,
die
one.
is.
It needs to go in
On
the
the
naughty
edge.
dice jail. Come on.
It's about to be there, and then I'll throw this fire at the. If I can throw it.
So
the problem
it's yeah, because that's part of how your attack works with your quick bomber and stuff.
Yeah.
You need to make another DC 5 flat check to see through the concealment.
Actually, I I'm resistant to fire. No, I'm gonna go ahead and no, it's water. I don't know. I'm just gonna throw it at the mist. So I make that DC 5 flat. 15.
Yeah, you have a
And
pretty good
then-
idea of where you think it is, so make your attack.
And then my attackums will be a 29.
Yeah,
hit.
that's a hit, dude.
Let's see, and it'll be 16 fire damage,
Okay.
3 fire splash, and 3 persistent fire. So 15, 16, 17, 18 damage plus 3 persistent fire.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, and you actually see the mist light up as the alchemist fire does hit something, and it kind of and it sounds like the hissing of steam as it like flares for a moment, and then it kind of immediately kind of dies out. But you feel the tentacle like grip you tighter in response to you clearly hurt it, but you can't see what kind of damage you've done to it. It is the creature's turn. So
Good playing with you guys. I'll see you later.
All right.
yeah, let's see. Okay, cool. So, Danny, you get to make a fortitude save.
What's your HP at?
It's low.
Oh.
So fortitude 20, dirty.
Okay. You take 7 points of bludgeoning damage. Guess what? You get to make another one.
Another fortitude save.
Yep.
That would be 17.
Yeah, you take 6 points of bludgeoning damage. And guess what? You get to make a third one.
15.
You take 5 points of bludgeoning damage.
And I am at -2 HPs.
Oh, he is
Oh,
unconscious, dying
Okay.
1.
dying one.
Okay. I know I have dying in here somewhere. I'm just gonna find it. It's wounded. That is not the
You have
case.
at least 3 dying.
I was like, I'm very well aware I have at least 3 dying. It's just a matter of fucking where they are. That's blinded. That's
almost like
Stun.
I gave you a little thing to organize them.
yes, and
But it's also like I told you I would do it because that's fun for me. So we
persistent, enfeebled, reduced, confused, fatigued. Nope. Fascinated. No. God damn it. Where the fuck is it? There's wounded. That's where it should be. There's dying. It was hiding. It's hiding from me. You are grabbed and dying. 1. Okay. Cool. Azalea. Your armor class is 22.
Yes.
The first attack is a miss.
Ha.
The second attack is another miss.
Ha!
The third attack, however, is a hit.
Damn it.
Oh.
It is 14 points of bludgeoning damage, and you are grabbed. So I'm just going to put restrained here for you. Oops.
Don't I get attempt to not be grabbed?
Negative. That is not how the creature grabs work. If they hit you
Damn.
with an attack that has
then it
grab,
counts.
it is automatically grabbed.
Okay.
Yep.
That's the type of attack that it's using.
And then the other one is going to do the same thing.
Wait, both?
Yep, and that one's a critical hit as well.
Ooh.
So
TPK.
Yeah,
Uh,
pretty much.
26 points of damage.
I'm almost fucking dead.
Make a fortitude save.
Oh wow, yeah, I'm almost dead. Hold on.
Okay.
Well,
holding
that
on.
was a 2 plus 10.
So you take 8 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay, I'm at -2.
Okay. And then let's see. Where is? And then you need to make another one.
While I'm dying?
Oh, you're dying now?
I said I was
I'm sorry.
at -2.
I missed that. Ah, okay. You are dying 2 now.
Oh, because it attacked me, so
Yep.
cool.
Just crushing you. Cool. So there's the dying. Dying. 2. Oh boy.
I don't know. We got like 1.5 healers. Thanks for.
1.5 healers.
We both we need to move our initiative directly before the creature that reduced us to 0.
Yep. So what we'll do is we'll move Danny first to the creature. Danny, Azalea. Yes, thank you. That is important. And then Cyra. Okay. Cool. So that pushes us over to Tor's turn now. Tor, you have your things.
I will now run up and go towards the one that was attacking Danny.
Oh, okay. Yep.
I'm gonna rage.
Okay. You are raging.
And I'm gonna take a whack at this creature.
Okay. Go for it.
And that is going to be a...
Well, you need to make a DC 5 check, so we'll keep that attack roll, but make your check. And then we'll have to do the checks first from now on.
All right. 9 for the DC 5 check and a 32 to hit.
Yeah, that is a critical hit, my guy.
Fuck you. And then where is my D12? Is it this guy?
Are they?
No.
What size are they?
This guy.
Tiny.
It's the turtle.
Okay.
And that is a 32 to damage.
32 damage.
Yes.
Cool.
Because I am pissed the fuck off.
Okay. So that would be there. Okay, cool. Yep. It is, there's still a little bit of, like, you actually could see it, Tor. There's weird steam coming off of it that's not the same as the mist, as you, like, see little bubbles of fire that seem to be still growing on it. It seems that, Danny's, explosive is doing some work, at least.
Tor, did you add your 3 Oh, you did, didn't you?
Yeah.
Good. We need to...
Well, I technically lose the inspired condition since I'm actively unconscious and dying. I'm assuming I can't be inspired and dying.
Well, you're probably not going to be hitting anything while dying, so it's
probably
not
okay. It's not going to make a difference. Yeah,
probably not. They're not also currently don't seem to be using fear-based attacks, so.
Yeah, so I guess we're just I mean, I'm afraid, but that's cool.
Yeah. You personally.
You don't get to roll a save yet, so irrelevant.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Okay, so you have one more action there, Tor.
No, because rage was an action. And
Oh,
the attack was an action.
yes, you're right. Never mind. You are correct. Okay. Cool. Cyra, you are still below decks.
I'm going to run above decks.
Okay.
Above deck, sorry. The first thing I see is a horribly dying Azalea.
Yep.
So we're going to... Let's see... I'm going to cast a 2nd level Soothe. Because I need to be able to cast Haste on. Please don't suck. Please don't suck. Please don't
As long as I'm above 1, I can wake up.
Okay.
Well, is that how it works with dying too, or would I just...
Oh, shoot. I
Go
had
down
critical
to dying
mortality,
1.
too, which...
I mean, go up to dying 1.
If you're dying, you must attempt a recovery check at the start of your turn. Your dying condition increases by 1 if you take damage while dying, or by 2 if you take damage from an enemy's critical hit. If you lose the dying condition by succeeding at a recovery check and are still at 0, you remain unconscious. You lose the dying condition automatically and wake up if you ever have 1 hit point or more. Anytime you lose the dying condition, you gain the wounded 1 condition, or increase your wounded condition value by 1 if you already have that condition.
Yeah, so if I wake up, I'm just wounded 1.
Correct.
Okay.
And Tor, I'm sorry, I didn't really hear what you said there.
It's fine. Because it was critical, I have critical specialization now, but it don't... For the axe, it would only work if there was somebody else nearby.
Oh, copy. Okay. So you healed for how much?
So here's my thing. You know how you used to let us reroll 1s on heal checks? What are your thoughts on still doing that?
Absolutely not.
13. But it is above 1, so there we are.
I only ever let you reroll 1s on when you were getting HP.
I was hoping you would be
No.
a benevolent god.
Absolutely not.
All right. So I get 13.
He's a demon, not a god.
Or do I only
Yep.
get 11 because I'm technically at -2? Or does
No,
it
you
really-
can't go to
I don't
negative.
think it does this, yeah.
Okay.
So you are
So it's
you no
just-
longer have the dying condition. You are, however, wounded.
You are wounded 1.
Okay. Well, okay, so I'm not dying.
You are still restrained.
Hold on, I need to add wounded 1.
And
That's my turn.
Cyra,
I've
that was
moved
2
into
actions,
the-
right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um,
Unfortunately.
cool. I need all of you to roll perception checks, except for Danny, who's a little unconscious
Yeah.
there for that.
He's dead. Not dead, but unconscious. Yeah.
15.
29.
Okay. So those of you that are awake, there is a what can best be described as maybe a shrieking sound, kind of a screech almost. And the mist is still very thick around the ship, but kind of out of the mist, almost diving, almost like a falcon on its prey. You see 3 small winged figures, 2 wings, 2 legs, kind of almost exuding shadow. And Tor and Cyra, you actually both recognize these creatures as the shadow drakes you had seen in the Ashlands some time ago. And Cyra, you kind of realized that these creatures were trying to warn you, and they had woken you up as they dive down onto the ship. They are very tiny, so but they're going to do what they can to help out, as they are actually at the top of the round. Whee. Okay, and then we'll put DR for drakes up front here. So the drakes are going to attack. Let's see, they're going to do they're going to try to bite the water as best as they can here. The first one actually gets a natural 20.
Yes.
It drinks the water.
So one of the ones that is one of the ones that's holding Azalea, it bites down and it does 18 points of piercing damage to the creature, and that one goes down to that amount of health. And then it's going to make one more attack, which it can see it at least, and it does hit. It's going to hit it with its tail this time. It's going to do 6 points of bludgeoning damage to the creature before you. It seems to have, if anything, just kind of made it angry. As Azalea, you feel the tentacles around you kind of like move and coalesce around you, and it's kind of weird actually. You don't really like it. The next 2 are going to go after the one that's holding Danny. That one got its flash check good. That's a critical hit actually. Got a 19 on its roll.
Love it.
9 plus 12. So that one takes 24 points of damage. And it doesn't even give the other Drake the option to attack this one, as it swoops down and swoops into the mist and comes away as like the water all just kind of like splashes to the deck. As it just kind of like, if it had a head, it probably bit the head off, if that's the best you could guess at. But Danny now is no longer grabbed. Still dying.
Thank God.
But at least is no longer, being able to be crushed by this creature. And the other one, now with a lack of target, takes the rest of its action to go here, and then it gets 1 attack. So it's going to make 1 attack. Okay, it's able to see through the mist, and it gets a natural 1. So you watch as it kind of disheartened, and you guys remember that there was one of them that was kind of a little clumsier than the rest. It kind of swoops through the mist, and you just kind of hear a splash. It kind of hits the water. It seems to have and there was, before the splash, mostly Cyra and Azalea, because you guys have a little bit higher of a perception there. It sounded like it hit the railing.
Oh no!
You hear a thunk and it splash. Tor, you just watch this fog and mist kind of just like dissipate in front of you. And the object of your initial rage, anyway, is out of the way. And Danny, you need to go ahead and, do your best to make a recovery check, my guy.
DC 11, I believe.
10
plus your dying condition.
I'm pretty sure that is the case.
12.
Oh.
So let's make sure that's the case.
When you're dying, DC equal to 10 plus your current dying value. Yes, so success, your dying value is reduced by 1. You are now just wounded 1, but you're at 0 HP as well. So you're still unconscious, but you're at least just wounded 1.
Yeah.
Neat. Azalea.
Cool.
Uh,
So I'm still grabbed, right?
You are still grabbed, yep.
Do I have to make 2 checks because I'm grabbed by both of them?
As a matter of fact, that is the case.
God damn it. Okay. What do I? It's a.
You can do an
Just
unarmed
roll a
attack,
20?
athletics, or
Oh, that's right.
acrobatics.
Acrobatics.
Yep.
I'm gonna do acrobatics. Ooh. 19 for 1.
Let's see. That is a fail.
Oh, cool. Can I try to?
You can
Get out of-
you can try again. Because
Well,
you
like,
didn't
I
critically
still have
fail,
to-
so
I still have to try again anyway because there's 2. So
yep.
I guess I'll try again.
Uh-huh.
Oh. 31.
So you break free of the first one.
Okay.
And now you
and
need to
then
try to break free of the second one.
Am I taking minuses for trying multiple times or no?
No.
Okay. 27.
Yes, you are no longer restrained by the creatures, but now you're out of actions.
Like that's my turn.
Yep.
That's my turn. And they're immediately going to attack me and grab me again.
They're gonna attack something.
Well, one
That's
of them
the small.
is. It appears that these creatures are not like. They're intelligent, but not maybe terribly intelligent. So one of them immediately goes after the new threat of the Drake that's next to it.
He's so hard, our boys.
And gets a critical hit on him. 6. Oh boy. 20. Do some math. Oh yeah. And all of you just watch in abject horror as a tentacle reaches out and wraps itself around the Shadow Drake and just like collapses it. And it kind of turns, the water turns kind of pink and red as it kind of like the bones and flesh of this creature just immediately killed and then like sucked into the cloud of mist. It
Big
is
sad.
very dead. And then now it has a different target. It'll go after Cyra because that's the next one. Okay, that is a super miss. But it seems that it's so full as it kind of like grabbed all of this kind of debris from the Drake. It just kind of reaches out kind of half-heartedly, and then it's kind of content with like eating, absorbing. You're not really sure, so it ends its turn there rather than taking a third action. And then the other one is going to go after Azalea because Azalea is standing right there. And that is a hit, but not a critical.
Again.
Yep. So you're
Damn it!
surprisingly enough grabbed again, and you take 19 points of bludgeoning damage.
Well, alright. Dying. Is it dying 2 or dying 1 again?
Let's see.
I go back to dying 1, but if I save, I go up to wounded 2, right?
2 blah, blah, blah. If you lose the dying condition, anytime you lose the dying condition, you gain the wounded 1. Let me just double check how wounded works. I just want to make sure. If you lose the dying condition and do not already have wounded, you gain wound 1. If you already have the wounded value, when you lose the dying condition, it goes up by 1. If you gain the dying condition while wounded, increase your dying condition by value of your wounded value. So you're now dying 2.
Okay, so I'm dying 2 again, but if I come out of it, I'm also wounded 2.
Correct.
Okay.
So you're dying 2, and you are
Condition.
grabbed.
Well, how much did I take? 19, you said?
Yep.
I guess it doesn't matter because I'm going to
Nah.
be back to 0, but
Make a fortitude save.
again?
Yep.
Fucking 18.
Okay. You go to
Gain
dying
dying
3.
Please remember your hero point.
Oh, wait. Yeah, because... Yeah. I'll do
I
that.
can automatically stop you from dying.
But you have to do it on. He has to do it on his turn, presumably.
Stand by.
Okay.
Just let me make sure that that's the case. Hero points.
Yeah,
You can
it probably does have to be on her turn.
Neither of these is an action. You can spend hero points even if you aren't able to act. Spend all your hero points to avoid death. You can do this when your dying condition would increase. You lose the dying condition entirely and stabilize with 0 hit points. You don't gain the wound condition or increase its value from losing the dying condition in this way, but if you already had that condition, you don't lose it or decrease its value. So you're both technically dying 2 and wounded 1. But as it goes up to dying 3, you can use your hero point to just not be dying. You'll still be wounded 1, it won't increase, and you'd be at 0.
I'll do that.
Yeah, it's like
So
let's get real dicey, friends.
So I'm still wounded 1.
Yep.
I'm at 0 HP, but I'm not dying.
And then, surprise,
Your
surprise,
attack.
it has its third action.
Yeah.
You need to make a fortitude save.
Well. Oh, natural 20.
Hell
Okay,
yeah!
Twice.
You still take 4 points of damage.
So I'm back down to dying.
And you're dying 2 again. That's kind of brutal.
But you're not dying 4 and
But
not
you're
dead.
not dead, which is a good point.
Dead yut.
Okay. Tor, it is your turn.
All right, I will use 5 feet of my movement to get next to Azalea.
Okay.
Cool.
I'll perform a medicine check to stabilize her at 0 HP and whatever the next wound level is.
Okay.
Then I'll use the rest of my... So I'll patch her up real quick, and then I'm going to use the rest of my move to step up to the guy right in front of me,
Okay.
and I'm going to take a swack at him.
So you are now... Okay, so how does the medicine check work? You can just take an automatic 15, right, or something like that?
Well, I can take 10 plus my
Oh, right.
modifier, my proficiency, so that's 17.
Okay.
For stabilize, it's usually 15 plus her dying condition, which was 2, right?
Yep.
Beats.
Yep.
Yep.
So you're now wounded 2, but you're unconscious, but not, dying.
Okay. I'll take that.
Okay. Tor, so go ahead and make your flat check.
Yeah, I don't see it.
Oh,
I rolled 2.
yeah, you have no idea where it is. So, yeah, you've used your action. So,
I have actually. Let me see. I might have something that allows me to figure out where it's at, even in. Maybe not. I know there's something that I could take, but I'm trying to figure out if I have. No, I guess I didn't take it.
okay.
So yeah, I don't know where it's at yet.
Okay.
Next time.
Yep.
Hopefully, if I'm not dead.
Cyra, it's your turn.
What conditions does Azalea currently have?
She has
She is-
grabbed, wounded 2, and the grabbed gives her immobilized and restrained. And I think there's another one.
Okay, but she's only wounded, so she has the ability to move herself correctly.
She is
Correct.
No,
she is
I'm
grabbed. She
unconscious.
can't.
Oh, I'm sorry. She can take actions. That's what I meant.
Yes, but she's unconscious, so
Okay.
no, she can't take any actions.
God, she's.
She needs
Yep.
HP, so
Yeah.
Yep.
feed her a potion or something.
No, I have another second level soothe spell. And that's fine. I don't need.
I mean, I'm
them
not
for-
the only one who's dying, so.
Yeah, you are.
No, nobody's dying anymore. You're both wounded though.
Well, no one's dying, but like, there's 2 people like very close to getting back to dying.
But he's not actively grabbed,
That's true.
and he's also only wounded 1.
That's true.
So, we're gonna. Sweet. 12. 15. Okay, so that's 21 points of healing and liberating command. So you can immediately roll to break free.
Okay.
Oh, hold on.
Make your athletics
So-
check
Super
Hold
lucky.
on.
It's an acrobatics, sorry.
or acrobatics. Yep, I know. You're
Sorry.
right. You're right.
I have no
Potions for me if you
impulse
wanna
control.
pilfer 'em.
So I'm
I
just
also have
making
health potions if you want to pilfer them from me to feed people.
I got one too. I just.
No,
Oh,
I
you
can
probably
pilfer
weren't
them from
talking.
him.
I gotta say, you weren't talking to me.
He's
that's
not
fine.
going to resist my thievery.
19. So
Not in this case.
Unable. You do not break 3.
Mm.
Okay. The Drake is going to go. The last remaining Drake that's here.
Rip.
And it actually, you guys watch as it shoots like a ball of shadow. Almost, it looks like it's like a black liquid. It shoots it out, kind of like the
That's cool.
kind of like the Dilophosaurus in Jurassic Park, and spits it out, and it actually goes beyond the creatures, which it almost looks like it misses, but it actually blows up behind them. And you think, Tor, that it would have hurt you pretty bad if it had hit you, or if it had exploded on one of them. They need to make reflex saves, which they both actually fail. Holy shit!
Yes.
Good.
That is good. Okay, I just want to make sure that I rolled that properly. I did. Wow, they just barely failed, but they failed nonetheless. And they take 3d6 cold damage. 6, 10, 15 points of cold damage.
Nice.
Okay.
I'm glad I didn't get hit with
I
that.
would put that at there, and that would put them at that one. Okay, cool. The other one, you actually hear some more splashing, so it's probably okay. But the splashing seems to be retreating. It probably can't pick itself up and fly out of the river. But yeah, it seems to be kind of disappearing into the mist. Danny, you are sadly unconscious, my friend.
That's true.
Azalea, you are grabbed, and it is your turn.
Guess I'm gonna fucking try to get out again. Jesus Christ. Okay, nope. I'm gonna try again.
Well, what did you roll?
18.
Okay, yep, keep going.
Oh, a 19. I'm gonna spend my third action to try to get out again.
And you're doing an
Natural
attack roll, right? With the extra
And a
plus
natural
from...
one. No, she's using her
No, I'm
acrobatics
using acrobatics.
because that's her best thing there.
Probably not, though, with Inspired Courage. Well, I guess she's not inspired anymore. Never mind.
No, like I'm continuing to play. She can.
Oh,
hear me
okay.
now.
Uh,
It's been two
but-
of my
I'm gonna
14.
say even with that. Well,
Because it's a plus
Wait.
3, so it's probably better than your
Wait,
acrobatics.
oh yeah, it is. My bad. But oh well, if it's fine.
Yeah, you've already rolled it. So you critically failed. You can no longer try to escape. That was your third action anyway.
I was like,
Um,
okay.
Oh no!
How unfortunate.
Hey, Marlena,
Anyway,
make a fortitude save.
Is it trying to kill me again?
It's just constricting you.
Okay. Well, 16.
You
on.
take
Yeah.
8 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay, but I'm not unconscious again.
Guess what? You get to
How
make
much
another
was it?
one.
18?
Yep, 18.
Okay.
no, it was 8
Oh.
points of.
Oh, you
8
yeah, no,
points of.
8, yeah.
Excuse you.
Yeah. No, I thought
Sorry, I
never
just don't
mind.
want her to die.
Yeah, 8.
Okay.
8. Yep.
All right. All right. Make another fortitude.
Yep.
Oh, natural 20. Okay.
Okay.
Oh.
You take 3 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay, it's fine.
And one more.
That's perfectly okay so far. Another natural 20.
You take another
Yes!
3 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay,
Okay.
you're still.
I don't know why I agreed to 18. That was my bad. And then Tor,
It's okay.
Tor, you got up in this thing's face, and it's going to try to schwack you with a tentacle.
As I would expect. 21 now for my AC, since I'm reading.
Okay. Yeah, it's just total whiff. This one has eaten its fill, and it is much, much, much slower than it normally is. And it's going to take kind of an action to digest its contents, and then it's going to use its final action to attack again and miss you. Yeah, it is. It rolled a natural 1, and then it rolled 2. So,
I'm okay with
Love
that.
that for it.
Tor, it is your turn.
Both creatures are within reach of my axe, right?
Affirm.
They're both within 5 feet.
That is correct.
I like that. So I am going to use swipe, which allows me to roll once and take 2 hits on it if I can see it, of course.
Yeah.
So I rolled a nat 20.
Okay, so
I
you can.
Wish I had rolled that on the attack roll.
So you can see them.
I can way see them. Sweet. So
Did we skip Danny's turn somewhere?
he's unable to
passed
do
out.
anything.
Yeah, he can't do
He's
anything.
unconscious.
I thought he's just wounded 1.
He's unconscious. He went to
Yeah,
0
unconscious,
HP.
yeah.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Thank you.
So yeah, if you wanted to steal a potion and go heal him or
Yeah.
something like that. Let's see. So that would be 16 plus 17 would be 34.
Is
To attack on both of them?
Yeah, that's a critical hit, my guy.
Plus, I'll get to add in the critical brutality, which allows me to hit it anyways, I guess. So you deal damage to that creature. So do I get to do both of them? Do I get to do double damage? to both of them, and then take the critical specialization, which then allows me to hit it with a equal to my damage die.
I will say that is how that would stack. Yes.
Holy fuck!
That's what I'll go with for now.
I'm fucking raging, but not very hard because I just rolled a 1 on my damage die. So that will be 22 points of damage for the first one.
Okay.
And then the second one will take 34 points of damage, and then it'll be a D12 to the second one.
So Tor, how do you want to do this for both of them?
I want to just be so fucking angry. I just run into the middle of these clouds, kind of in between the two, and you just see a ghostly like figure as I'm just slashing back and forth, twirling around, just completely slicing and dicing and annihilating both of these creatures, and just like fucking come out all soaked from them.
Fuck yeah, dude. So yeah, man, you do your best as you swarm in on these strange creatures. You are like a fucking tank, and you're just swiping left and right like a madman. And you know, for a second, for the rest of you, it doesn't look like he's doing anything. But then it's like a blink of an eye, and then suddenly the deck is awash in water and ice, and sadly some blood and guts and bones.
Rip.
But you know, it looks like whatever the main body of this thing was, and you still can't even really see it. Kind of just like slops overboard as these things die.
It was epic.
And yeah, so
I will
go. What do you guys want to do?
Use the rest of my action to go over and feed Danny a healing potion minor.
Okay, healing potion minor. Wow, look at that. You get 10 points of health back there, Danny.
Nice.
Oh.
I am awake.
There you go. Yep, you are no longer just passed out. You are awake. You are still wounded one. But it seems for the moment, as you guys take a breath, that there seems to be no other, at least immediate danger. And with that, we'll go ahead and take a short break.
Woo! That was epic.
Come back in 10 minutes.
I saw all of us dying there.
come back in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Cool. So, at this point, the deck is kind of awash in this, water icy mix. But the cold kind of immediately retreats, as it seems that these creatures maybe have brought it with them. And one of the drakes that's there is kind of hovering over the deck, looking rather mournful, but doesn't really say anything to any of you. But Cyra and Tor, as you guys kind of understand Draconic, it actually kind of like goes from a hover, kind of it dives down towards the water, away into the mist. And you guys hear in your mind, the words are kind of like garbled, but it sounds something along the lines of, "The debt has been repaid." Just kind of disappear out into the mist.
Goodbye.
Your voice doesn't really echo on the water. It kind of falls dead in the strange mist that's kind of surrounding the ship. And it doesn't take long.
Repaid and then some, my little friend.
Tor, no one's steering the ship. I don't know how to steer a ship.
We'll
There's
take
no
care
one
of
at the
these
wheel.
guys.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll run up there to the ship's wheel. And now that they've left, the fog's kind of lifted, right? So we can kind of see better.
Just a little bit. You've maybe got I say a little bit. You've probably got 20 or 30 yards worth of visibility now compared to the 10, 15 feet you had.
Can I tell whether we're going to run into the bank or not?
It doesn't seem like there's you can't see any bank anywhere. So at least it seems you're going the correct direction, and you kind of look around a little bit. You're still going upstream at least.
Okay. I'll try to just hold it steady then.
Yeah. And
I'm gonna cast.
Go ahead.
Sorry. My last first and second level spells to. Azalea will get the second level because I know that she's in the single digits. I think Danny's now in the double digits. Obviously that's meta, but she looks very bad, and he looks not quite as bad.
Danny looks bad. Azalea looks real fucking bad.
Okay,
They're
so
having
she's
a
gonna.
real bad time.
What's your actual HP at?
6.
I'm at 7.
You're also wounded too.
Yeah.
You're wounded 2. I'm wounded 1.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, we both look like shit. Got it.
Yeah. Sweet. 12 there. Stop that. 20 for you, Azalea. And then, please don't suck. Okay, sweet. 13 for Danny.
With that inspired courage, I had a plus 17 to hit.
Yeah.
It was fucking monstrous.
That was good.
If I had to stand there and hit him 3 times, my third strike was plus 7.
Wow. Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah, they were having a time as you kind of pilot the vessel, continue upriver, and the fog lifts even more. And then you all start to hear movement as like the sailors that had passed out on the deck, and the ones that one of them was hanging from the, like the ropes and the netting. They all kind of groggily kind of wake up and look around, and they see Tor at the wheel, and they're like real
Not
confused, like. And Murray stands up from where she was by the wheel, and she like
Enjoy your beauty sleep.
she like jumps and she goes to pull herself up, like using the wheel, and then she realizes it's the wheel. She goes to the railing. Yeah, she's like, oh shit, and kind of what? I was just what happened? Why didn't you wake me?
I tried so hard! And I couldn't wake anybody up. I couldn't wake the captain up. Everyone was asleep, and I was running around, and no one was waking up, and it was terrifying.
You know, damn magics.
She kind of like,
I'm gonna run downstairs to try to wake up the captain now.
oh, he's already awake.
Oh, okay.
He had he like woke up from
the galley?
the ground on the galley. Danny, what are you doing at this point?
I'm gonna make a elixir of life and take that.
Yeah, good call. Yeah.
I already kind of rolled for that one, and I would like to make a second elixir of life and take that.
Okay, sounds good.
Is it maybe not very good?
No, it was good. It's just I.
You are wounded.
Let's see. The second one's gonna go. Ooh, really good. 23 plus 6, 29. Okay, I'm good. Yep, I'll be fine.
Okay,
Nice.
Azalea, what are you doing at this point?
Snacking.
Yeah. Not much. I'm still pretty hurt, so just gonna complain about being on the water. I always hated it.
Can I make her elixir of life?
Sure, yeah. As long as you have the the ability to
I
do
do.
so, yeah.
I do. So I'll make her an elixir, and here you go.
Yeah. Thanks.
Danny,
Yes.
can I have one?
Yep. Now I'll make another one.
How much
He's the Oprah of elixir of
HP
life.
are you getting them there, Danny?
I can make one more, but do you want me to roll for it?
No, you can roll for it. You made them.
Okay, so for Azalea, it is
Let's see what I got.
not great.
Yes.
14.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
It's better than she was.
I'm over halfway now, so
And
that's
then-
cool.
Sarah, were you gonna drink yours?
Yes.
That's
You take 20 points of poison
Uh,
damage.
18.
Sweet. I am mostly better.
Nice.
Just very small and afraid of being hurt.
I can make one more.
Danny, you should
Thor?
probably get to Azalea.
How
I'm
bad
wounded,
you
but
are?
I'll recover. And if you need some healing, Azalea, come find me later.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, that was one of my questions. Is if you do your quick medic battlefield stuff, can you still do you have to wait to heal her again, or is it like it's a different kind of medicine?
So, I do plan to take battle medicine
Oh, I'm sorry. Whatever thing you did.
at some point, but Yeah, the one that I can do now is it's takes 10 minutes, and then they're after an hour, then I can heal them again, basically.
Yeah, that's not bad at all. For some reason, I was thinking it was a longer delay. So I was like, let us stagger things as effectively as possible, but that's not bad.
Did we ever find out what those things were?
You guys
No.
Can I roll?
you can make
Did
our
not.
Arcana or Nature checks if you want.
Yeah, I kind of want to know if
23.
they're undead or not.
Let me see.
I have no idea.
I'm not trained in either.
I've never seen anything
And
like them. So.
let's
For me,
see.
that's an Arcana. Sorry.
I was gonna say this is not a bardic lore check. This is just a straight check.
The good news is I have Arcana.
Okay.
It happens to be the same modifier for now.
So I'm sorry. You got a what?
23.
Okay. Tor, you rolled.
I did, and I got like a 4 or 5,
Oh.
so I have no idea. I've never seen these things before in my life, and
Is
Never
anybody
even heard
else
of 'em.
rolling? You don't have to. I'm just asking.
I rolled earlier and had no idea.
Yeah,
So
fair. Okay. So
I'm not trained in either, so I'm assuming I'm just gonna be ignorant.
this was these things. You're not specifically sure what like actual creature they were, but just based off of where they came from, the mist around them, and all the water that kind of splashed onto the deck when they died. These are water elementals of some sort. Kind of magical creatures. Maybe they're generated naturally, but yes, they want to eat you, or in this case, a drake. Ripperoni.
just obliterated them.
Sad but true. Yeah. So
A lot of crits that round.
it can't bleed. It can't be paralyzed. It
But we can still kill it.
you can still kill it. You very clearly still killed it. But there you go. That's all you really know. You don't know what type of elemental it was, but you do know that it was a water elemental. Clearly not immune to fire for some reason, but just kind of shrug. It's it's more than you know.
Turn it to steam. Let them evaporate off.
Yeah, kind of
Incorporeal.
boiled off a little bit.
Yeah. Let off some steam, Bennett.
Yeah. So at this point,
All right, Manny, are you ready for the wheel? Are you back awake?
Yeah, Danny, you hand out your potions and Tor. Muri just kind of like she's kind of small, at least compared to you, but she like quickly like kind of shoves you out of the way, like tries her best
Tip
to
is
kind of
yours.
see through the fog a little bit, and she kind of slowly pulls it to starboard a little bit, back towards the north side of the river, and Cyra, you're downstairs with Brine Grinder, who looks just kind of mildly annoyed. He just kind of like looks around, takes
There
stock, and there's nobody dead as far as he can tell.
We were attacked.
He just slowly nods. He seems
really
a
scary.
little more upset at himself for falling asleep than the whole being attacked thing, because like clearly nobody's dead as far as he can see. So like his cargo is still there as far as he can tell.
Including his self-loading cargo.
It checks out.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Well, Muri has the wheel again, and then I'm gonna leave because he's not like engaging.
he looks real grumpy, and he kind of mutters to himself, making some kind of animal noises, and then just
Oh man.
turns back to his now cold, spilled food, and he just kind of just like clearly still groggy, like he was already asleep probably, like he wasn't magically put to sleep. He probably fell asleep while he was eating, and then was magically kept asleep. So he's kind of cleaning that up, and but yeah, it seems that the rest of the crew is kind of waking up, mostly out of embarrassment. The people that were on shift, as it were, are kind of going about their business, like not looking at each other, like
Nothing happened.
yeah, nothing happened. Like let's just keep going. Clearly everything's fine. Like they're working a little bit harder than they normally would. But if they're not looking at each other, and they're not looking at their task, then they're definitely looking out. Just now a lot more watchful than they were earlier. Now whether they could stop anything like that, who knows? But at least they're now being a little more attentive. It's like 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back to bed, and if I see Brungrinder, I'll make fun of him. But if I don't, then I'll just go straight to sleep.
Oh yeah, he passes you as you go down below decks. He comes back up to go to his
Be like,
his quarters.
that beauty sleep looks like it did you well, and I'll just keep going.
And you can see that there's a little bit of like, you know, like some sort of like a porridge or something. You don't know what he was eating, but some of it's on his cloak, and he just kind of like he snarls at you, and he just like goes into his cabin and like closes the door. You hear a bar come down on the door, like clearly just not happy. He's having a bad time. And yeah, you can see Muri now. She's at the wheel, but you can see on her hip she's got a large contraption. Her firearm is on her hip, and now she's got like one hand on the wheel. She's got one hand on the firearm just in case. You don't know. She doesn't know what's going on, so she seems a little on edge. So is there anything else you guys wanted to do while you were awake?
I'm gonna like try to secure all my shit together so that the next time I run up decks, I can take it with me with one little arm.
Yeah, you get your backpack and your drum all kind of together and tied together and whatnot, and do your best to make sure it doesn't come apart. Tor, what are you doing?
I'm going back to sleep.
Fair enough. Azalea?
In the morning, I'll do some heal checks on myself and other people if they need it or want it.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not having a good day. Just gonna go back to sleep and hopefully not die next time I wake up.
Fair.
Yeah.
Danny?
Off to bed. I'll do my alchemy in the morning.
Okay. You guys, take one last look around. Make sure that none of your things are gone. Make sure that nothing's gonna creep out of the shadows, and you quickly kind of fall asleep. And it's a nice, dark, restful sleep.
Yeah, I feel tired for some reason.
And yeah, Cyra, you don't have any trouble going to sleep this time. Yeah, you guys will regain. What is it? Con mod plus level or times level?
Times.
Times level. Yeah, you get your con mod times your level. Minimum of 1 HP back.
For the wizards in the crowd.
Yeah. And you guys kind of awake just before daybreak.
Yes.
As far as you can
All my
see,
things.
anyway. So yeah, take your time to prepare your alchemy or your spells or to do your healing.
I get 8 points back.
Or to brood.
Brood.
Hi, Pangton. You're such a good boy.
He is a very good boy.
He's begging. No, he's not.
Yeah, of course he is.
You all back together, Danny, with those potions of yours? Those elixirs?
Oh yeah, I'm good.
All right. Glad we didn't lose you up there.
It's close.
Yeah,
that was rough.
Pretty terrifying.
Yes, I think
Made
the
me very
scary
angry.
thing is-
No, it's too close.
is-
It's too close.
Your drum playing, though, Sarah, it was highly motivating. I appreciate the battle music. It helps me get my rhythm.
Yeah, it was the scary. That's the scariest we've had so far. I ran around and everyone was asleep. We were on the boat and no one was piloting the boat and no one would wake up. It was very scary and I did not like it.
I'll be honest, I didn't want to wake up. I was pretty groggy. Heavy fog on my mind.
Then a real fog on the ship.
Yeah, then a literal fog, yeah.
Oh. I don't like this. This is rough.
Well, we got what, like one more day until we get to
Well,
the
do we want
port?
to do Sereno or Persico?
Well, whichever one's probably easier to get to Sharia Tifaf.
Seems like Sereno.
Yes,
Closer.
That's
Sarah
good with
knows
everyone
seems
else.
to be the
That works for
closest.
me.
Yeah, assuming there's Assuming the terrain is equally navigable.
Perhaps the good captain or his first mate has
Mm.
some kind of intel on that.
So you guys kind of take care of your business here in the morning, and as you're kind of having this conversation, you step up above decks, and this time you guys are almost dazzled really by the sparkling river that you are on as the sun rises, and you see it for the first time in nearly a week. And the mist that had kind of covered you in the night has finally truly lifted, and you see the kind of final remnants of cloud being blown away to your south. And the kind of the dark blue of the early morning gives way to the orange and the red and the yellow of the rising sun. And it appears to be that today was finally going to be a comfortable autumn day. It seems that the down in temperature has finally started to swing back up, and though it's toward the end of autumn, and it's not going to last forever, at least you'll enjoy it while you can. And the wind shifts, and you can hear the oarsmen take over again below decks, and you guys see out just kind of around you. Captain Brine Grinder is at the wheel. There's a bunch of sailors kind of up in the rigging, taking the sail down. And you can just kind of see the golden fields kind of around you, like small rolling hills of the Inlevian Plains. It's very beautiful, if a bit maybe lonesome out here. And the air is crisp, and it's kind of a warm breeze coming down, very gentle from the north. And so, yeah, is there anything you guys want to do in the morning as you continue your travel?
I would like to bask in the sun, please.
You are very well able to do so.
I'm gonna fish off the side of the boat.
Okay.
I'm going to be real mad that I am socially required to wear clothes just for other people to be comfortable.
Make a society check.
Decided not to guess. 14.
Yeah, most places do in places of work. But there are plenty of other places in these cities, like bathhouses and such, that have kind of open air, like basking areas, for lack of a better term. Tanning, if you have the ability to tan.
On this ship.
Oh, I know
right
that.
now.
Oh, I'm very well aware. It just kind of makes you slightly more annoyed as you like. There are places for this. It is just not this place. And you have never been on a ship in the middle of the summer in the hot area of the world. You could guess that it would be maybe a little more acceptable in the summer if you were farther north. There are very few kind of holdups that some sailors have. Yeah, you can go up to the crow's nest or the eagle's nest up there and hang out. But yeah, sailors have very few compunctions about things. Yeah, yeah, sure. We can go with that one.
Moral sensibilities.
Yes.
Low morals. They cost too much.
Morals are expensive.
Azalea, what are you doing?
I mean, I don't know. I don't really have any plans, but we did almost just die, so maybe like contemplate my life choices and how it got me here.
Okay.
That's very fair.
like,
Especially having just relived.
But like I'm gonna be lying down like in the way the whole time. Just like
Oh.
Danny, what are you doing?
I'm gonna not go top deck. I'm gonna stay below.
Okay.
He's like, these people are weird.
Yeah. Just
We are.
I'm just gonna find me a quiet corner up in the cargo hold.
Okay.
The forecastle.
It's just in the.
Forecastle.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't even know what it is.
Just find me a spot, smoke a cigar.
Okay. Yeah.
Relax.
Yeah. You light up a cigar, and thankfully the wet of these strange creatures did not get down into your pack, so you were able to have at least dry tobacco.
Do I see anything interesting in the cargo, or is it just a bunch of boxes? Or
roll a perception check.
Turns out you're standing next to a bunch of gunpowder.
26. Yeah, I know that's fair. So 26.
Okay, yeah. So you're kind of like you're puffing on your cigar for a while, and most of the sailors are above deck, kind of enjoying and working, but enjoying the sunlight anyway. And your compatriots are again above deck, so you're all alone down here, and you kind of just start poking around. Um, and there's like lots of iron ingots down here, and there's some other thing. There's some leathers. There's some fabrics as well. A lot of things that had been kind of picked up in Karthos that necessarily wasn't planned to be picked up. Um, and you're kind of just rifling through some of these things, and it doesn't take you very long to uh, find that there is. It's so mundane that it seems like there's got to be something else. And so you take another little while, like really pawing through some stuff, um, and you come across a box of fabrics of like fine silks, and as you kind of rummage through it, they're like kind of very pretty, like green and blue and purple colors, and they're very fine, and you're doing your best not to like mess them up just by touching them. Um, but about halfway through the box, and it's a smaller box, you find a very ornate, like a silver mirror, like a hand mirror. It's kind of studded with little rubies, and emeralds as well. Um, it's a mirror. You look at it, and you can see your own reflection in it.
Well, one of these things saved me before, or saved us. Does it seem magical?
Huh? You can't really tell.
Okay.
But there is as you kind of look, you're looking at it, and you kind of look past it, just kind of as you're trying to figure out if it's magical or not. You like concentrate too hard, but you do see a large raven feather in that box. That's there,
Hey, I'll grab the feather.
and
I got two.
as you grab it, you realize that the other one isn't where it was. This is the same feather somehow
What the heck?
got into the box.
Magic.
Yeah, magic. Huh. Uh, I guess. I mean, was this box inside another box?
As a matter of fact,
There
it
was other
was.
stuff?
It was. Yeah.
And there were other things in the box.
Yeah. There were other fabrics and silks in the little box, and then in the bigger box there was little like wool and other kind of less fine fabrics, almost like using it as a cushion.
Can I try to look at the silks through the mirror? Like use the mirror and reflect, see if there's anything funky.
It's not a lot of light down here, but like you try to look through the mirror, maybe. It doesn't really do
Or
anything.
like get the reflection.
And then
of
you
the
kind of
silks in
you
the
kind of
mirror.
look, and you look in the mirror, and it looks normal. It doesn't look like anything's off with it. There's no strangeness to it. Um, yeah.
Well, I'm definitely going to pocket the mirror. That goes in the bag of holding.
Okay.
And if anybody asks, it was on the floor. It fell out of a box. I don't know. Whatever.
Sure.
Thought somebody just dropped it. I was looking to give it back to somebody, but the silks, I don't get any sense of anything special about them other than being silks in a
Yeah,
box with a mirror.
they're just fancy silks.
Probably just going to some lady. It's her things, I guess. Just close it all back up and try to make it look like I didn't do anything. I will
Yeah.
keep that mirror.
You do a pretty good job, kind of putting things back together, and you pocket the mirror you put it in the bag of holding. Okay, cool. Yeah, you don't find anything else of any particular, anything that sticks out to you.
Cool.
And so, Tor, roll a survival check for me while you're fishing.
Not very good. For 13.
Yeah, you end up actually getting a couple of bites, but like they're relatively tiny fish. They're not anything even worth like keeping, because if you were to cook it, there's not really anything to eat there. Maybe if you were desperate, but you've got plenty of food at the moment, and
Yeah, I'm just enjoying like everyone else, just enjoying the sunlight. So I'm happy to just toss them back and
catch
kinda
and
keep
release.
fishing. Yep.
And so, kind of as the morning goes on, it's not really too long, maybe getting towards noon, before the morning light kind of reveals some modest dwellings, like small farmsteads surrounded by tall stands of like wheat and other plants. There's some corn and stuff like that in there. Soon you start seeing some cattle and some goats, and the farms kind of get smaller and smaller as you kind of continue up the river. And then, as you're kind of sitting there just looking out at all the things, Cyra, you're just kind of like looking up, so you don't really see too much of anything. Azalea, you're kind of thinking your life choices and kind of zoning out for the most part. And Danny, you've kind of finished your scar and you're kind of walking around a little bit down below deck, so you're not really seeing any of this. So really, Tor, the only one really paying any attention. And something glints off of, like the sun glints off of something out to your west, so out in front of you. And then a shadow passes right over the ship very quickly. And Tor, you recognize this creature as a griffin, heading towards whatever this glinting object is. And as you kind of look at it for a couple of minutes, you see like towers, like very tall, bright silver spires, kind of almost growing out of the horizon as you kind of push onward. And you count 6 of them, 6 tall towers. Even you feel like you're pretty far out, and you can still see them. And you spy little specks kind of flying around them. And considering that you'd kind of seen the griffin head that direction, you figured that those tiny little specks way out there by the towers are probably griffins. And it's maybe 2 or 3 hours or so before you guys are going to even hit the outskirts of the city here as you're kind of entering the farmland. Is there anything you guys want to do while you're sailing into the city, or like Tor, do you want to like tell anybody that you're maybe getting into town or something like that? Or are you just going to keep fishing?
Do I see? Am I able to see Cyra and Azalea?
Yeah,
Or
yeah,
anybody?
you can see both of them. Yep.
Sierra, come take a look. Azalea, you too, if you would like.
I'm just gonna turn my head, but I'm not gonna move.
I'm gonna come look.
Fish. And then when Sierra gets up there, I'll be like, look, I saw the griffin fly over there.
Where?
Point real steady at where the towers are at.
Oh,
And Sarah,
Do I
you
see
you
them
pick
now?
you pick
Can you
them
see
up.
the towers?
they're so tiny.
Yeah. They've got to be massive, though, if we can see them this far away. Because those little black dots, those little specks, those are griffins.
Oh. Well, will we get there by night?
I think so. We're not that far out.
All right. Back to sunbathing then.
All right.
But with
Enjoy.
excitement.
I'm going to go.
You know that
finish.
scene from Scrubs where I think
You've already lost me.
it's a meme. It's fine. Where the dude is laying down on the basketball court and he's like, I laid down. You passed out, but I laid down next to you, so it looked like we were just chilling.
Oh, yes.
I'm going to do that with Azalea. So it looks like we're both just chilling. Not
I'm
that
gonna
she's
go
collapsed. And
Stand in the
existential
sun and
despair.
cast a shadow over Azalea and look down at her. And be like, how are you feeling?
I mean, not dead, which is
Not
better.
dead yet.
Yeah.
Can I kind of assess her wounds and like see how injured she is, and then if she needs healing, heal her?
Yeah, do a medicine check.
Nope, I have no idea how wounded she is.
Ah,
That was a 1.
Oof.
Well, all right. Well, it's good to see you're not dead. If you need anything, let me know. I'll
Congrats
put
on
my
that.
fishing gear away.
Okay.
I'm doing okay, so like it's not alarming or anything.
And this is why I took assurance for the medicine.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna have you roll in that case. Okay, cool. So, Sarah ends up sunbathing, and Azalea, you're just kind of brooding. Tor, you kind of put your gear away. Danny, you've been down in the dark for a while now. You can continue to stay down there, but is there anything you wanted to do?
I'll peek my head up top.
It's bright. It's very bright.
Yeah. Put on my Alchemist goggles and come out.
Yeah, you throw the goggles on, and it significantly decreases the light going into your eyes, so it's very much helpful. And And you look out, and you also spot the tall spires in the distance there, out in front of the vessel. Um, yeah, and you guys kind of sail, well, more like row upriver. It takes some time, 3, 4, almost 5 hours really, before you kind of start seeing mud brick homes, like, but the roofs rather than like kind of like tile roofs, like a lot of the places out here have been. These ones all have like grass or moss or even flower beds like on top of their roofs. It seems to be like the majority of this city compared to the last one is very, very spread out. There are like very wide avenues, very wide boulevards. What you would expect to be very beautiful trees if it weren't, toward the end of autumn. And you see a lot of just like homes, individual homes, not necessarily like apartment buildings or insulae. And most of them, if not all of them, have like some sort of garden on top of their roof, and easily accessible with like ladders or staircases or whatnot. And as you get closer and closer and closer, and these towers continue to grow and grow and grow, and you pass under some very tall stone bridges. The arches are large enough now, at least in the center, so you pass maybe a ship twice the size of the Brilliant Barrel, and the Brilliant Barrel is fairly large, but and all of the plant life here, you guys note, is just extremely well tended. It is just a very beautiful city, even in the kind of the depths of autumn, when most things are, kind of dead. There are still flowering plants here, and some of the homes even appear as if they were kind of grown, maybe from trees or like out of the ground. It's certainly some very elven craftsmanship here. It's kind of mixed in with the kind of the standard in Levian, columns and marble and whatnot. But yes, these 6 kind of very tall, brilliant towers seem to be like the center of the city, and you can see there's plenty of griffins here, flying into different entrances along these tall towers, and they're all very bright silver. And in the sunlight, kind of blinding to look at. Very, very hard to really get a good look at them, and most of the time you gotta keep your heads down or have to put your hand up to really look. But this city seems, though it's in a country at war, a lot more relaxed than the capital was, Feltharia. There's a lot of people here. The griffins, though, with their riders, are moving in and out constantly. There's a steady stream of people going east, coming back in from from the east. There's people going south, people going north. There's a lot of activity, but still seems to be less tension. You guys can roll society checks if you want.
I rolled a 4. So 12.
24.
17.
21.
Yeah, so Azalea and Danny, neither of you have been to this city before, but you have heard tales or read books or whatnot of the city of Sereno. And it's certainly not as populous as Feltaria, right? It was once very recently a large town. And it's populous for certain. There are many people around here. But it's well known for its wheat, for its cattle, for goats, and specifically its griffins that they breed in these towers. These towers are called the Aeries, and most of this place is not necessarily a military town, but this whole area of the Enlevian Plains is considered like the breadbasket of the continent. So most of this is farming and processing for bread, and you actually start to get a kind of a weird mix of smell of like baking, but also mixed with what can only be guessed at as the manure of the griffins. It's a very strange and unsettling mix of smells, as kind of the breeze comes from the north. And this is one of your options for a stop. It is closer to Sharif, and from what you guys know and seen of maps, there is part of the Imperial Highway. The Imperial Highway actually kind of meets from Sharif and heads east to Feltharia from here, kind of along the river. So there is a fairly easy road to take. and it is still kind of the open plains land, and it will be the open plains land for quite some time. Even Sharith is kind of built on the plains, so hundreds of miles of relatively flat grassland, and that's probably your fastest option, at least to move north if that's what you wanted to do. Though you don't know of any necessarily like border crossings or how much it would cost, or if there is even a cost, or if you need anything, you have no idea. But you're sure you could find out here.
Do I know anything about Persico?
You can make another society check.
May I?
You sure? The rest of you can if you want. There's no stop here.
24.
Natural 1.
29.
Damn it.
Okay. Looking. Stand by. Okay. So Danny and Cyra, you guys know that there's the three main cities in Sharith of Tisa, notably Sharith, the capital, Grigio, and Persico. Persico is at the kind of the headwater of the Fluma, right in the edge of the Sea of Akaith. And mostly that place is a city of traders, riverboat pilots, and shipwrights. Lots and lots of fishermen. And the inner sea ships that are built in Persico are kind of renowned there. Definitely a more nautical-based town. And sure, they do have their wheat production and farms and whatnot, but not nearly as as much as further down the river. Persico, it's a small city, large town, kind of competing titles, really. It also has a bit of Imperial Highway running due east down the river, and also cutting north-ish towards Sharith. Sharith, and now that you guys really think about it, Sharith wasn't really built, like the highway wasn't built to Sharith. Sharith was built on the highway. So it's more of, happenstance that that's where the roads kind of came together versus the roads are planned to, for that city. But Persico is well known as a relatively honest city. There's a lot of hard work, and there's not a lot of like thievery, at least as far as rumor has it anyway. Definitely not somewhere that you would expect to get robbed. Not quite like Karthos. Karthos was rough and tumble for certain. Cyrano, you're not really sure of a kind of a crime comparison rate. You're just generally unsure of that. That's really all you know about Persico. There's not like a lot. None of you have been there, so.
So in my mind, there doesn't seem to be any advantage of going to Persico.
Not really.
Nothing that we know of.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm suspicious of this place. It looks really nice.
Very fancy.
Really nice.
That isn't that a good thing?
I mean, sometimes. I mean, do you trust it? I don't know.
Probably less crime, more corruption.
Compared to Feltharia, this place is a garden. I get the willies. That's the weirded outs, the scaredies.
The heebie-jeebies?
The jeebies of the heebies, yes.
The Jebediahs.
I just think if we're trying to get to Sharith, this is faster. Or more direct, at least.
Well, I also
Those seem more efficient.
Would I be concerned about border crossings?
So for you, Danny, you understand that, Umbaria and Sharith of Tisa have had kind of talks about whether they were going to join to kind of fight the monster menace. And for you, yeah, you would have concerns because you are considered monstrous, even though you're just a person. Yeah, you would
him
be
in the bag of holding.
you would be concerned, but there are options. And you could
Like stuff him in the bag of holding.
you could take take a wild guess, and probably the entire border is probably not patrolled. Or if it is, they probably don't have the manpower to patrol the entire thing very quickly, considering the
Well.
whole war thing going on. So maybe they're not patrolling well, if there is even a border patrol. So
Okay. Yeah. I mean, it's closer. We could do this. It just I wouldn't want to stay here too long.
Well, we could stay on the ship, and then in the morning we could just depart and not even stay in the city.
That's fair.
you have the options. And so, are you guys decided? I love it. I love a resounding silence. It's
I
cool.
mean, I don't care. I'm fine either way.
There were no no's.
Yeah, no no's, so I guess it counts.
Oh no.
So Captain
No.
Brian Grinder kind of steps
No.
heavily up to you guys, and he's again kind of hulking and towering over Cyra and Danny, but like way shorter than Azalea and Tor. So he says, "Well, it is decision time then, friends. It has been some time, and certainly an interesting one. I have to thank you for keeping my crew safe in such troubled times, and I do have to apologize for the incident in Karthos. But I don't have control over those things, I'm afraid. But it was a good time. Am I dropping you off here?
Captain, quick question. If you were traveling to Sharith of Tisa, specifically Sharith, would you go through Persico or Sereno?
Well, I wouldn't go there anyway. Bunch of prudes. But no. I figure the land route here would be safest, most likely, for people such as you and I. The Inquisition is long-reaching, and it is truly a terrible thing. I am safe because of my Merchants Guild status, but I would suggest that you keep out of sight there, my friend. Now, in this city, I think you'll be okay. They are a little bit more of the peace-loving types. They are in this war not because they want to be, but because they have to be. That is my guess, anyway. The last time I came through here a few months back. Well, whether that's changed or not, we'll if we stop here at Sereno, you will see. Persico, well, they certainly have the Inquisition there, as it is part of that country.
There we go.
I would not suggest stopping there for very long either. And if we do stop there, I would suggest you disembark in the night.
Thank you. So we're getting off, right?
Doesn't sound like there are any great options.
Smart choice, my friend. And he turns and starts kind of shouting commands to people to kind of line the ship up and get it towards one of the docks that are sticking out, and one of the large kind of piers sticking out into the river. And it doesn't take you guys terribly long to kind of get sidled up against the riverbank and some construction there, and you can see that there's some folks, mostly dock workers, that seem to start congregating around the ship. You can see a lot of people in Merchants Guild clothing. You see more sailors in Sailors Guild clothing, but that is not really anybody of like official rank, or like maybe like a harbor master or something like that. You don't really see anybody like that immediately. There's no customs officials, again, immediately anyway. And as you kind of collect all of your gear from below decks, and the one of the gangplanks is lowered, and Captain Brine Grinder and Muri are standing kind of beside it, waiting for you.
Well, I think this is goodbye.
Muri just kind of nods, a little sad, not necessarily. It's more she's clearly sad that you have to leave. Captain Brine Grinder's kind of smiling.
Is Captain Brian Grinder?
Yeah, he's kind of being himself.
Stay out of trouble, but I suspect your trouble is walking off the ship right now. I'm gonna keep on going.
Oh, you'll save us some money.
I also depart the ship
with all my little belongings in tow.
Okay. Sounds good. Azalea, are you gonna say anything?
Well, it hasn't been fun. And then I'm gonna leave.
Okay. So, as you guys kind of step down away from the ship, Danny, you chance a look back over your shoulder, and you can see them watching you, and you can see that rather than kind of holding on to the rail, like Captain Briner is kind of leaning on it, but he's got one of his palms kind of facing up. And as you watch, as soon as Azalea is kind of the last one to step off the ship, as soon as Azalea's foot touches dry land, like a bag just kind of appears in his hand, and he just quickly pockets it. It looks like a
Huh.
coin purse.
Awesome.
Okay.
Wow. Looks like you got paid.
And yeah, so you guys now step down onto a stone pier. And there's some stairs up kind of to the main city levels. There's a couple of there's two bridges kind of crossing the river, and there's quite a bit of just a very floral scent kind of filling your nostrils and in the air. It's very heady, and it feels nice. It's getting warmer as you kind of get just past into the afternoon now, and as you guys kind of turn away from the Brilliant Barrel and the sailors begin to unload the ship. And the sun now high in the sky as you kind of look to try to find a new plan to what you're going to do. And you have your first steps as to where you're going. And that is where we're going to end today's session.
Yeah.